Greetings, everyone. And welcome to a delightful edition of Monster Party.
Monster Party.
It's exciting. It's thrilling.
Ooh.
Wow, in the words of Dean Martin, how'd everybody get in my room?
And Matt, there are a lot of people here
There
in
are a
your
lot
room.
of people here, but before we get into the reason why we are here, I am Matt Weinhold.
I am SHAWN Sheridan.
I'm Larry STROTHE.
And I'm James GONIS.
And what you're listening to in the background is Monsterpalooza. We are at Monsterpalooza in Pasadena,
California.
It happens once a year, and we have been going we've been going since it started.
Yeah.
But we've had a table, 4 years in a row?
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe 5.
Maybe, could be 5.
See,
Yeah.
it's they
Everything
all
blurs
blend
together after a while.
Because we have so much fun.
We do
meet
have
so many
fun.
new people. Celebrities stop
We
by.
meet celebrities, we meet old friends, we meet new friends.
People are giving us gifts.
It's the best
People give us
horror
gifts,
convention ever.
From what I hear, and there's a lot of foot traffic.
Yes.
A lot of people stopping by and showing interest, and that's why we do this. We like to
It's true.
make new friends, but keep the old.
It's the horror community. We just love it.
And you know what's cool? You say make new friends. Every year there's been like someone across from us that's selling different merchandise, but it just so happens this year it's really cool. We are across from the Mondo booth.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
We've all gotten stuff from them.
Oh my God, yes! And it's so great. They're a busy booth, and they are like selling stuff like crazy. But the cool thing is, there's some exclusives here that because they're setting up right in front of us, we're like, oh, we gotta jump on those.
That's right. That's right.
And now you purchased, Larry,
Yes.
this limited edition
Yes.
creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
Glows in the dark.
Yes. They
And
only
I think they're sold out.
they only made 50 of them.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, I was talking to someone earlier, and they said, oh, they're only making 50. I'm going to buy all 50 of them. Well, thankfully, they have a rule. You can only buy 2.
Yeah, that's good.
And I know what you're thinking, Matt. Larry, did you buy 2? No.
Did you buy 2?
No. I just got the one.
Okay.
Because, it's in a box that you can't see it. You have to take it out of the box.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I have a nice collection of glow creatures. So this one is going to...
To live like Larry, just plopping down that money every time he walks by something. It's like,
But Larry, are you saying you're going to actually take this out and display it, though, out of the box? Okay,
Yes.
that's cool. That's great.
See, guys, I'm turning over a new leaf.
well,
Nice.
you have to take it out of the box to see it.
That's
so
true.
It's not
Yeah.
really a new leaf.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's sealed or anything like that.
No, well, I think it is sealed. But you know what's cool? It also came with a free poster.
Wow.
And what's really neat is the
creature
guy,
poster?
Yes, and the
Nice.
guy who designed it is still here. He's like one of the heads of Mondo. So I may take it out because I want the guy to sign it. Can you
Yeah, yeah.
imagine
Oh, there you go.
having a creature toy that somebody designed, have the designer actually
Yes,
sign
yeah.
it?
and we should get those guys at some point and interview them, too.
We should talk
Yeah.
to him, yeah.
Yes, but it's like, this is like who's right across from us. But there's so many other great people out there.
Yes.
There's so many great booths. And
All the people we love here,
Yeah.
the folks from M1 Go are
Yeah.
here.
Right.
And I just love everything that they do.
Yes.
And our friends like Ted Haynes and Mark Tavares
Yep.
have booths here.
So who knows
Who's gonna drop by?
Who's going to drop by? And we love doing this every year. And it's I'm just expecting a blast. I'm going to try to take care of my voice so I don't lose it by the third
Good.
day.
Yes, now you have your special tea that you
I do.
drink.
I have a specialty. See,
Yeah, your lozenges.
I have the lozenges, and
Because
I'm
last
trying-
year you stretched it. and-
Well, I was, but
You're a little
like,
Brenda Vaccaro.
Yes, yes, that is true. But, and there is something different about this year.
Do tell.
Well, I thought I should bring a little bit of Hollywood to our...
Is that what you call this?
Yes, I thought I'd bring a little Hollywood to our booth here. So I have a
I think it's more like
sparkly-
Reno.
No. It's or like Vegas. Is that what you're saying?
No, Reno.
No, it's very, very much Hollywood. It's got pizzazz. It's got
yes.
sparkle. And
Larry
so,
is wearing I think it's gorgeous, a beautiful sequined, what would you call that? I guess a tuxedo jacket.
tuxedo
Yeah,
jacket.
black
yes.
tuxedo sequin.
I thought I'd bring a little class to the show.
You know what? I love it.
Well,
I love
Larry,
it.
this weekend you will never be out of sequence.
Oh, and
see?
it's just started.
That's my boy.
It's
always
just
working.
started.
Always working. You know what a grand adventure this is going to be.
It is.
It's going to be fantastic. And the minute we sit down in these chairs and we fire up the mic and people are walking by and going, what the hell is going on over there?
Who are these
those
guys?
clowns?
What are they selling?
No.
What are they selling? It just seems like they're selling them. What?
I have a feeling we're going to meet some very exciting guests.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
As
We
we do
always
every
do.
year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm going to spend money that I don't have.
Exactly.
Already happened.
So, just really quickly, I'm here with Brian.
Wait,
Kellenberg.
Hold on.
I'm Brian.
I got it. I didn't get your
Hi.
levels yet.
Hi, guys. Hey, just really quickly. So, I'm here with Brian, and Brian and I were talking. Brian is a Creature fan.
Yes, I am.
Right.
Okay.
Creature,
And Creature
I'm
from the
not
Black
familiar.
Lagoon.
Oh, from the Black Lagoon,
and
that
Brian,
one.
Brian
That
knew
creature.
Ben Chapman.
Chapman. Yes, I did.
Ben Chapman was
The original Creature from the Black Lagoon, the On the Land.
on the land.
Yes,
movie.
that's
on
right.
the land. Very
Yes, there were two of
Yes.
them.
Now, Brian got to know him pretty well.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I didn't get to know him very well, but what he told me was there were some pictures of an underwater creature, and he said, "Oh, I don't sign those, so because that's not me. I'll only sign ones that are me." And he said other people may sign anything.
By the way, he's doing Ben Chapman.
I'm doing Ben Chapman.
How good is it? I'm just
And
You
curious.
don't have the slippers and the whole
But
Hawaiian shirt, right, yeah.
The thing was that Ben Chapman would only sign photos that were him as the creature.
Right.
But Riku Browning didn't give a shit. He signed everything.
any creature picture. If it had the creature on, he would sign it.
Now, you kind of knew Riku Browning a little bit.
Not very well, but yeah.
Yeah,
He knew who I was.
But at the end, I was saying, do you think he got kind of bitter? Because he goes, I did do directing, too.
I don't know. I just don't know what was. People get older; they seem to change it.
That was my Riku Browning impersonation, by the way.
Completely different. Wow. You're a chameleon. You should do a one-man show
It's uncanny.
because it's one person you can do.
No, it's the Riku. It's because
He did two people.
Well, he
worked-
tried.
after the creature because he knew about underwater photography.
That's right.
He
Yes.
worked on Flipper.
Flipper. Oh, what a
Flipper.
great show.
Thunderball.
And I was getting to
Oh,
that, but
sorry.
thank you, Mr. James Bond
Thunderball.
expert.
Yeah, God forbid we let the guy who's into James Bond speak.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be in on this action a little bit. That's all.
But he was a second unit director, and he did a lot of underwater photography. So I don't know if towards the end he felt like, people only remember me being the
Okay,
creature.
now which guy is this
That's
now?
the Riku Browning. But my
Okay, all
point
right,
is,
so that's-
wouldn't you love, Brian, if people just knew you as the creature?
yes, I'd be happy if they knew me as something.
I know the feeling, buddy.
How big is your creature collection? How many pieces
He's
would
not
you
going to
say?
let this go.
I don't know. I never counted them. I mean, I could fill a room easily. So
Fill a room.
Wow.
Wait,
Old,
okay,
new.
let me say this. Oh, let's see. Right now, this is Larry Stroth on Collector's Call showing his creature collection. Oh, yes.
Wow. So
Yes,
you know you've reached a certain place in your life where you're starting to refer to yourself in the third person.
That's right.
Do you have the Rapco
I had the wrap going.
Oh, he has that.
the box?
Yes.
With the
plaster
box?
one.
Oh, with the box.
Yeah.
Is the box in good shape?
Yep. Excellent
Oh,
shape.
in great
It's
shape.
still got plaster in it.
Still got.
Is
Wow.
that the powder? Yeah,
Nah.
it's still-
Hey.
I have that too.
You got that too. Okay.
Now, Mondo has just released this creature figure.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's amazing.
Have you picked one up? Or will you pick one up?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
See, not only that, he came over and he goes, "Oh, you're the creature guy." I said, "Yes." And I told him about Mondo, and I said, "There's this glow in the dark one." And he goes, "Oh, let me check. I got to tell my friend about this, right?"
Yes, I did. And now that they're
I'm
getting ready
so
to sell,
confused
I'll be
about
leaving you shortly.
whose voice is who in this.
Well, yeah. See, the funny thing is, he says he's going to be leaving us shortly, but I'm going to run over there to get my glow creature first.
And how much does that cost?
125, I think.
120. Oh, you know.
Not too
Yeah,
bad.
it's nothing for you, right?
Well,
Yeah.
hey, not,
Hey.
Do they take food stamps? I'm just curious.
let's say that cup of noodles goes a long way.
Wow, okay, right. Yeah.
Right.
I have to get my priorities straight. Glow creature or
Eating.
food.
Yeah, right.
They're going to find you with like a
enough here.
Migo
I could-
figure
I
out of
could
your
stand
mouth.
Oh, well, yes, yeah. I'm showing
This
now
is good
a rare
radio.
piece of artwork.
Now Larry is describing what's happening on TV. I thought that's what TV was for.
It was a rare piece of art cover.
Yes, from
He
Scary
doesn't even
Monsters.
know.
Scary
Well, it used to be
Monsters.
in Daniel
Scary
Roebuck's
Monsters,
house
yes.
At one point.
yes.
Oh,
that
you bought
belongs to me.
that from Dan Roebuck, right?
I did.
Yes,
I
yeah.
did.
There you go.
And what happened? Did you not? Did you get the email or?
I did buy some stuff from
What
him.
happened?
So,
Did you get the email?
yeah. The man has so much stuff.
He does. He didn't need
How
all
did
that.
you miss
No.
the thing that I got?
Isn't this fun? Talking about creature collections.
We're off with a bang, aren't we?
Yeah.
But you
yeah.
know, look. The key is
Browbeating our first
No.
person.
No.
And last of the weekend.
Maybe.
Oh, it won't be the last.
Well, Brian, I want to thank you so much for stopping
Thank you,
by.
Brian.
And
Yes.
thanks for taking the photo and sharing your creature collection.
You
with
are
us.
all right
It's
with
absolutely
me. I'm
amazing.
telling
yes.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you guys. I appreciate
Okay, yeah,
Thank
go
you.
buy
Enjoy
that
the
creature
con.
now.
Go get your
it.
creature.
Fine with me.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Oh, it is Adam G. Holtz, all the way
Adam
from
G.
New
Holtz,
Hampshire.
the man,
all
the
the
myth,
way
the legend.
from America.
Unbelievable. Adam, how are you? Take the mic, sir.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, how's it going?
How are you?
We didn't know you were going to be here. This is a
Yeah,
surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
That's how you did. Yeah, yeah. You're like he's like the guest on the Dean Martin show behind the door.
That's right.
How you
Awesome.
been?
I'm good. How have you gentlemen been?
Very
You know,
good.
hey, we're here again. We're salivating over everything that we see. I mean, this booth right in front of us here, Mondo, has some
Mondo has a
incredible
booth
stuff.
this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're usually at San Diego
Ooh.
Comic-Con. I think this is their first time at Monsterpalooza.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's
drawing.
great.
They're drawing a lot of traffic, so I think
Need
we're
to
going to get
ask
a lot
about
of
the-
spillover.
7 pre-orders I have that haven't come in yet.
From Mondo? Wow.
Like a bunch. I truly must have at least 5 things
Wow.
that just haven't come yet.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
So I'm assuming that you brought a stack of cash.
Oh, cash?
Well, I mean, not cash. You know, you have a way to get funds.
Here, stickers, Gorgasma, or something.
Gorgasm.
Look at this. Adam just gave me some stickers.
Nice.
Adam never comes empty-handed.
Yeah,
He's always got
Orgasma.
meat or a creature figure.
Yeah.
Adam, are you here the whole
Apparently
weekend?
he's in love with Larry.
Are you here the whole weekend?
Yes, sir.
All right. Awesome.
Well, we're always happy to see you. And what have you been doing? What's the latest thing that you have?
I don't know if this is on mic conversation, but I had a gallbladder surgery.
Is that right?
That was a lot of
That's
fun.
like horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Body horror.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Oh, Scar. Look at that.
Nice.
So what's the story that you tell people?
Oh, that
Yeah, you're
The
like
lie I tell?
warriors come out and play.
I clink glasses
All
together.
right,
yes, indeed.
okay.
Nice.
I think one of the topics we want to get into this weekend is because we haven't talked about it on the show yet, is Godzilla X Kong, the latest legendary.
You know,
Sure.
I'm so happy you brought that up.
I've seen it.
And you've seen it. You'll be coming by the table again, so we'll get you with
Save it for
Larry.
later. Sure.
Well, but
yeah, when Lawrence not here.
Larry's busy buying more Creature from the Black Lagoon stuff right behind you.
yeah,
Oh yeah, because they do have an exclusive for
That's
the
right.
con, don't
That's
they,
right.
Mondo?
Yep.
yeah. All right. So just give me your because we can edit this however we want. So so what did you think of the movie?
Of the movie, of the Kong
Yes.
one?
Yeah, Godzilla.
They're just all so. I don't. It's fine.
disposable?
It's fun enough.
Disposable is a
It's,
good word.
It's like there's some stuff I'm like, oh yeah, that's fun. Kong uses a little Kong to beat the hell out of other monkeys. That's fun. Legit made me laugh, but there's so many problems with it. You
There are
know? When you
major
go
problems.
into
They're just soulless.
the middle of the Middle Earth, or not Middle Earth, Hollow Earth. I'm
Right,
sorry.
whatever it is. Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Lawrence.
Mr. Mead.
Mr. Mead.
Mr. Mead.
Mead.
You have now been pigeonholed.
You got your special Safubi, sir?
Yes. Well, it's here's the interesting thing.
This
is
better be
very-
interesting.
This is very exciting because for the first time, Mondo is here at Monsterpalooza, and they're literally right across from us. And it's like swarming over there, and people are coming over and saying, "Hey, what's that Monster Party podcast and everything?" But get this, they're selling a special glow creature, and they only have 50 of them. Only 50. So it's like when this started, Matt says, "Hey, let's get together and start." I go, "No, I got to get my creature first." So I
get it.
So, I have my priorities.
Yeah.
So I got my glow creature, but there's a guy in front of me who says, "Ooh, I'm going to see if I can order all 50 of them." And I'm like, "Ooh," but they have a rule. You can only get 2. So anyway.
What a dick.
I know. Can you believe that?
I would have socked him in the puss.
Yeah, right.
And it's
Yeah, I would have punched him right in his black lagoon.
ooh.
On that note, you put it away. Yeah, we were just talking about Godzilla and Kong, the latest
The new Empire.
debacle.
Now,
Okay, wait, now you call it a debacle.
You know what? I'll give you this. It's better than the one before it.
well,
It was
Adam,
fun.
was it?
Adam, did you have fun?
It's fun. I had fun, sure.
Did you have popcorn?
Not a fan of popcorn, really.
Okay, what, eggs?
You know what I had now? A beer.
Eggs?
We got beers now at the movie theater.
Wait a minute, we went from popcorn to eggs? Well, if you can't get popcorn, you get some eggs.
I snuck a pocket full of scrambled eggs.
Yeah. He's got a little pouch. He's got a man bag filled with scrambled eggs.
And Tabasco sauce.
Yeah, I have a Denver omelet
Unlike
purse.
some people here, when I go to the movies, I want to escape. I want to go to that far-off land and just be overwhelmed by
So people
fun
can
and
feed you the
exciting.
worst, overused bullshit, CGI packed, where all of a sudden it's like, what am I looking at? And you're like,
Exactly.
oh my God, I'm so happy.
Let me tell you something. Isn't it interesting? Here we are. What year are we? 2024. Godzilla came out in 1954. 70 years later, we've got a big budget Godzilla Kong movie. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great? Doesn't that say that Godzilla will keep going and, maybe long after we're gone?
For undiscriminating 10-year-old boys, yes.
Yeah.
But not for us. Here's the thing, Larry. Here's the thing about this movie. There are many things wrong with it. First of all, I can't believe you like this movie because Godzilla has become a secondary bit player in his own franchise. They had no idea what to do with Godzilla in this movie. He's barely fucking in it.
That's right.
The frost creature, which
Yes.
is I guess supposed to be like the new Anguirus,
Yes.
has almost as much screen time as Godzilla. He does nothing in it. And on top of that, of all the stable of Toho monsters they could pick from, they do another lame gorilla. This movie had the lamest villain ever. That
I agree.
scar-faced guy with a whip.
I like that.
Oh
with
my
the,
God, it was
with the
terrible.
jewel at the end that controls
Larry,
the
didn't
ice
you want-
monster.
I need to ask you a question. Have you ever seen anything before the thing that you have seen? Because it seems like every time you go into a movie, you mind wipe yourself.
Oh.
And like
Godzilla is-
everything is new.
Yeah, Godzilla is so misrepresented in it. It's not. He has nothing to do in it. And also, the whole revving up of the spines they do about 50 fucking times, and it's boring now.
You didn't like that?
The first time?
I love that.
The first
Adam,
time?
No, I want to know what Adam thinks.
I only want it in a toy.
No, I want to see what Adam thinks. Adam is our guest.
It's not my favorite stuff, Larry.
The spines, I think.
But like you talk about how it's great that we have these big budget movies, and it's feel like that's why the monkey paw in my home is shriveled up now because we do have these big budget movies, but
Yeah.
they kind of suck.
They're going by the way of the Transformers movies.
Every wish that you have, like I want more Godzilla, and then somehow it
Are you
changes.
sure, asshole?
Yeah, it turns-
Adam, does memory serve me correctly? Because wasn't it maybe the last movie or maybe the one before that you took a day off of work to go see it in a theater? And
Yeah.
then
I took a day off
I
from work to
remember that.
see this too. I always go to see a Thursday show, and
Wow.
I took a day off with you, and we were in separate states, but just in solidarity.
Your last experience with the last movie seemed to be a lot more enthusiastic than this.
which one are we talking about?
I think
the first
Godzi-
Godzilla's
yeah,
Kong?
Well, yeah.
Is
No?
that so?
Yeah, I thought so.
No, because I agree that I like this one better than that one.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, just because this one, it did live up to the promise of having more monsters. It wasn't necessarily more Godzilla.
and less hilarious humor.
Then
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
and what about all the real estate? Look at where you
Real
are.
estate.
Yes, you're in Egypt.
Yeah, right.
No, you're in Egypt.
Hey, like the what do
I've
you call
never
it?
seen CGI before. Wow.
The globe trotting.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
I
No,
like
but
I like
remember,
gold dropping.
You've got
Those basketball guys who do the tricks.
You've got Godzilla.
Harlem
You've got
Globetrotters.
Godzilla in Rome, and he's curling up, trying to get all nice
Hey,
and
which
warm.
is-
in the,
which is the
in
dumbest
no.
thing in the world.
Well, he went to Rio too, but they
goes to Rio.
But they decimate a skyscraper.
Rio by the Seal.
He's in the
Oh
Coliseum.
mio, my, oh mio.
There is no sense of danger for any of the population.
No,
Hundreds of thousands of people are dying every
You're
minute.
fucking up a famous historical place.
Plus, didn't you?
Every time you go to sleep.
I thought the Mecha Godzilla, Kong, and Godzilla fight in the last one in Hong Kong was way more interesting than the final battle with the stupid monkey.
I
The
agree.
final
In this
battle,
one.
yes,
I
I
agree.
will. I would agree.
It was lame.
Well, okay.
But so wait a minute. So this is a
he shut me down.
This is This is an important point because often you will get the argument when it comes to the new Godzilla movies that when you find a fault in them, they'll compare them to the ones from the 60s and go, oh, well, what about those effects? And
Sure,
how?
yes.
But the difference is that someone threw out their back for the rest of their life, gluing a tiny curtain onto a tiny window
Right.
of a miniature building. And
They had 3 months to film it because it was coming out in the next 3 months.
Right.
Right.
And so there's something that is just so innocent and free about, hey, let's just get in a monster
It's
suit
charming.
and
Right.
Yeah, and kick each other's asses.
Yeah.
Yeah, you expect when you find out that a giant American studio is taking over the franchise of Godzilla, you expect it to be something more than just a disposable movie for 10-year-old boys. I think somebody mentioned this on one of our social media. These movies now are going by way of the Transformers movies. Look how many Transformers movies there are,
100%.
and they're complete. Like who cares? Like we
Exactly.
don't. They're not for us.
No.
So the Godzilla film, Larry,
Yeah.
you watch the next legendary Godzilla film, and the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. They're all going to be the same. You'll think they're neat and they're just fun popcorn
You'll have
movies.
your popcorn and your eggs.
But they're going to be
all
they're going to be
happy.
so forgettable, and they're not going to add anything to the mythos, to the cinematic legacy of Godzilla.
Yet, in Japan,
Right.
Yeah.
people still like it. People still understand Godzilla, and they're trying new things. Shin Godzilla was different. Godzilla -1 is a different take.
Right.
And hey, what if we did it as a mature drama? And those effects too, the fact that you weren't bombarded by them every second when they happened,
They're special.
they
No.
were special and they
Special
were
by name.
and they were restrained in a way where it was like, let's put all the realism we can into this one scene.
Yes.
So it looks beautiful.
Adam, you were not a fan of Shin Godzilla, but what'd you think of Godzilla -1?
I like it a lot more than Shin. I don't suck its dick as hard as everyone else does. I do not think
okay.
it's a flawless film.
Interesting.
I like it a lot. I saw it, I think,
I do
5
not
times.
suck its dick.
Wait, you still
You know,
saw it
if I
5
could
times?
like
Totally
step
post it.
up a little
Wow.
bit, guys.
Huh. Wow. Would how
It's not-
would you
it's-
give it a hand job in a parking lot? Would you pull a Kevin Spacey and put a finger in the butt?
Hey now.
Are we worrying about?
No, we're not yet.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know
Kevin
offend
Spacey?
all those Kevin Spacey fans.
He's
Yeah,
gonna make
yeah.
one of those Christmas videos in character as that guy from
Oh,
the
yeah.
Netflix show.
Hey, but
Right, right.
getting back to Godzilla versus Kong, no, seriously, and Shin Godzilla and Godzilla,
Godzilla
-1.
-1,
So you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You
Did it bring a
liked it.
tear to your eye?
No.
Would you
No.
ever
Well,
see it again?
I didn't cry either.
I'm a grown man, Larry.
Come on, wait. You're not able to like let go of those emotions and just go, oh my gosh, this is so touching.
No, I bottle them up inside and then I die sooner.
God bless him. You're one of us.
I'd love to talk more about 1, but I feel like it's kind of not fair to, since it's this weird thing. I have heard it's coming out next week, digital for us in America.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it'll obviously get a
Did you
Blu-ray
see the black and
eventually,
white,
but- yeah,
does-
that's the last that I saw.
Okay.
It's. I like the idea. It's fun. Didn't really need it. I was like, this movie actually doesn't benefit from black and white.
Okay.
I'm
All
still
right.
curious to see. I still want to
Yeah,
see
me
that
too.
version.
Me too.
I mean,
Well-
I would hope the Blu-ray maybe has both versions of it.
I would
You
hope
would think.
so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Okay.
do them separately, that'd be a really cowardly move.
Yeah.
I agree.
But so for this latest legendary Godzilla film, would you ever have the need or desire to see it again?
I'll I'll watch it at least one more time probably because I'm going to buy it.
Wow.
Really? I have no.
I just know it.
You're still
what,
going to
Sean?
buy it?
You know what? This might be fun. What if you did this? Okay, what if you did this? What if you because you dabble in editing and stuff. What
You
if
dabble in it.
What if you take Godzilla?
He has this hobby where they pay him.
No, Godzilla and Kong, and you just cut together all the battle sequences.
But Larry,
and then
no.
you take the first one and put all those battle sequences, and so you can have this giant battle.
But then it would just wash over you. Like it would be like a meaningless.
Yeah, that'd be
CGI.
worse.
That would be worse. I thought the final battle was boring.
Yes,
It was.
I agree.
and
You thought it was
what
boring?
was the Scar King? The Scar King was a terrible villain. Why did they do another ape?
As usual, the stuff with all the human characters is completely disposable for me, and even
Yes.
painful.
Yes.
Some of it is painful.
And
It is
Larry-
But I
painful.
do like at least time they
we
saved money in
agree
their budget
finally.
by not having any stars, really.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
figured out they don't need it because it doesn't matter because who
No,
cares?
yeah.
Well, don't
Exactly.
you like it how this
the
little
Downton
girl?
Abbey
No,
guy.
I'm talking. The little girl who does
No.
the sign language
Oh, God.
communicates with Kong. Isn't that neat? And then she's
No.
having
What?
issues with her mom.
But they
you
did
know?
the same. They did the same stuff all over again.
It's all telegraphed, and it's supposed to be really touching, and I just didn't
Yeah.
buy any
Yes,
of it.
yes,
It's like-
it's
Yeah,
touchy.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
James,
and
like, it's supposed to be touchy.
and
How
the,
stupid
the
is that?
podcaster guy
It's
who's
fine.
always supposed to be low
he's
tech.
so wacky.
He's taking pictures with a Polaroid. It's like, come on,
Yeah,
you're
it's
just
terrible.
insulting me at this
And
point.
Larry, can you?
You know what I hate most about that movie? The music sucks.
Oh my God, it was
This
awful.
Junkie XL guy. Who would have thought someone named
Horrible.
Junkie XL maybe isn't great at film scores?
It was like AI driven or something.
Yeah,
The
it was
music, it was terrible.
How about seeing Mothra and having no Mothra theme? Isn't that?
Yeah.
How wrong does that
That's
feel?
sacrilege.
Well, it's
Yeah,
also the
it's
Like a
Mothra.
pretty girl with short hair.
The Mothra design, just like King of the Monsters, was terrible.
No,
you had
yeah,
such an
yeah,
opportunity
yeah.
with the Mothra's a
Look,
beautiful kaiju.
I
and they
didn't
just,
mind the look of Mothra, but look,
'Cause you had your
I am gonna
popcorn
say,
and your
no,
Denver
I am
omelet.
going to say, I thought the music could have been better. I am.
Yeah,
admit-
and Larry,
All
can
right, okay.
you explain to me in one sentence what the fuck was actually going on with that middle / sub-level Earth with the crystals and the anti-gravity? Can you explain any
Why
of
am I
that?
supposed to explain that to you,
Because
Sean?
it's supposed to be for kids.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Can you
having
explain
fun
it?
with
Sean?
I am
It's
just
science.
You're like
It's
Mr.
terrible.
Brainiac over
Didn't
here.
you go to school,
no,
Sean?
No, you're the most thought provoking. You have like I know
So
everything.
wait a minute.
I'm
So wait a
Sean
minute.
Sheridan.
So Sean is supposed to take apart the science of the movie and explain
that's my new
how
role.
how the thing that they came up with in over
all the
lunch.
best movies make the audience do all the work.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and when
yeah.
they do it and we enjoy it, that's a good movie.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Indeed.
Let's just say you need to let go of that science
Let go
background.
of your
and just
I let go. I let go of
Your
the first 20 minutes.
Jesus Christ,
I'm ready to go.
Larry,
Professor Sheridan.
you went to film school. What did they teach you there?
You know, that was a long time ago. I'm sure you're looking at all of my Academy Awards, and you know what did I really know? What do I really know? I've got to a point in my life where I just go to the theater and I want to cut loose and just
anything.
let art flow over
As
me.
long as something is appearing on the screen, you're like, this is great.
No. I like to have fun, and I like to, if it's entertaining and engaging, and you
Godzilla-
have big monsters, and I'd love to see the monsters fight. I mean, come on. When they were in Egypt fighting and they fell into the pyramids, didn't you think that was cool, Adam? See, it is. It is.
It doesn't make
I like,
the movie
I like that that's what you got out of
you know,
his silence.
In Rio, in Rio, the only thing that would have made it better is if all of a sudden
What?
Oh, the only thing?
No,
That's impossible.
For just to do a little educational thing, at the top of this mountain, there's this giant statue called Christ the Redeemer, and it would have been cool if the monsters smacked into it, and the giant cement Christ the Redeemer came down and fell on some of the
Wow.
monsters.
Well, that
or
would have
something.
That
caused an uproar.
Maybe
Yeah, get religious
you did
weirdos all
learn
over
something
this.
from film school. That's good. I like that.
I'm just saying, look, we're seeing iconic places like in Rome, the Colosseum. We're seeing giant pyramids, things getting destroyed.
What about our iconic monsters?
Yeah.
This is the most boring Godzilla
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
terrible.
in a film
Yeah,
in a
boring.
long time.
He was not boring, Sean.
He's
He
kind of
was
like
exciting.
I always like when I'm watching a movie. I always feel like, could someone just get him a giant chair?
See, I know what it is. I know what it is. And Adam, I'm going to go out on a limb here. No, don't go away. Adam.
Illustrated how Godzilla moves in the movie.
I have a theory. And it's like, I think Sean is a big fan of the glowing blue back spines of Godzilla. And now
you're huge
they're
into
pink.
that.
They're pink.
And now they're pink.
You think he's anti-gay?
No, I didn't say that.
Wow.
I say he's anti-pink.
And no, I'm anti
I just read
boredom.
between the lines.
Yeah. I don't think
he's
the, I don't
very-
think the
no,
color
Sean-
of the
no,
fins is the
Sean
problem
is
here.
very open.
He is very open. He's open 24 hours.
I'm science guy, and I'm very open. Okay, I've established
You
that.
can drop by
We've
anytime.
been friends for a long time. You know, James.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Would you say agree?
That Sean is open, of course.
Sure. Open and waiting.
I don't even know where this is going now.
This is
all right.
called Hollywood, buddy.
Can I-
Hollywood.
Okay, Larry,
You're in what, New Hampshire? You know?
You look like
Wow,
you should
now
be
he's-
bringing like Bret Hart to the ring or something.
are you thinking now that maybe this is not the guy you should be lavishing presents on? You're in your little podunk. You're in Mayberry over there.
No. We love Adam. We love Adam. We're so thrilled to see him. And
Backpedal a
he
little
came
harder.
right here. The place opened and you ran right here, didn't you?
I didn't run.
Why would
I frolicked.
that would be sick? Skipped. He skipped to his loo.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, you were talking about the Christ the Redeemer thing. I was working in a comedy club in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and right down the street was Oral Roberts University.
No.
Okay.
And so like Oral Roberts University has in front of it these two hands that are praying, giant hands. And I said, this is my first night. I go, wouldn't it be great if all of a sudden a man just came through the ground like, see, that's what I want to see in a movie. I want to be surprised.
What if Christ the Redeemer came alive?
Well, that's what I thought. That's
Yeah,
where I thought you were going.
Oh,
Like
wow.
Statue of Liberty and
That's,
Ghostbusters.
that's
No.
where I thought you were going.
Or the Japanese show.
Majin.
Yes, Majin.
Wow.
Yeah, can you imagine a giant
Godzilla
cement,
versus Jesus.
You know, yes.
Yeah.
And fighting
That should
with
be the next
monsters,
movie.
saving Rio de Janeiro from destruction.
Wow. There you
What
have
do you think about
something.
that?
I'm not sure what I just heard.
Hey, wasn't there a comic where Godzilla goes to hell?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
really?
IDW.
Why would he go to hell?
Where's that movie?
He wasn't baptized, Lawrence. He's a sinner.
Yeah.
You see, that's a hard. So,
I don't make the rules.
That's the way it goes.
I'm sorry, but look, I kind of see where we're going here. Let's get back to the movie.
Let's get back to the
Let's get
movie.
back to the movie. But look, Adam, wouldn't you agree? That? Aren't you excited that even though, okay, this is not really your Godzilla film, but there was Godzilla -1, and it's great that Godzilla films are still coming out.
Yes, that is great.
And I agree with
I
that
agree.
as well.
Yes, that's true.
And it's
But-
also introducing kids to, if all they
Yes.
know is the legendary movies, as long as they get excited about Godzilla, then they'll
I
explore
do
the
have
other.
a
Yes.
theater, not really story, but an anecdote about that. So I saw Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, in those D-box seats.
oh, yeah.
On Thursday
Well,
night, so
I
can
love
move
D-Box.
around, like,
yeah.
And then after the movie's over, I'm leaving. And there's two, probably about 10-year-old kids. And I hear 10-year-old boys, I hear one say to the other, that's the best movie I've ever seen.
See,
Okay.
that's what it is. And that's what you guys don't understand.
But
I
he's
get
10.
my
That's my
10-year-old
point,
kid
Larry. That's my
mind.
point. It's for 10-year-old boys now.
But
but
Why are you
Also,
so
you need a-
old,
you
Sean?
need a-
You're
look.
so old. You're
I think we're all the same age, Larry.
Larry, you need a room that rocks and has special effects in it to enjoy a movie.
right.
I would have liked on Golden
I mean,
Pond if all of a sudden I could feel the pond.
Beaches would have been
Almost like
great.
I had heard
Beaches, and then you're on a beach. Sand
up,
hits you.
someone talking about that 98 Godzilla movie, Godzilla in quotes,
Oh.
and saying,
Right.
actually, it was important because it did introduce a new generation of Godzilla.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's a moot point because the movie could have not been a piece of shit and still introduced all those kids to Godzilla.
That's a very
Very
good
true.
point.
See, look,
Very
look,
true.
Very,
Adam.
get out of that logic.
No.
I'm not going to defend that movie.
No, I'm not. No, but I am going to say this. I do remember. I saw the film when it came out, and I was so excited that there was a new Godzilla film. And at the end of the film, there was this weird feeling. It's like I remember it was like when I saw Return of the Jedi. I was excited, but was the film really that good? Or was I just too tired? I didn't enjoy it. And then when I started to analyze it, and I heard a review that Sean gave, And Sean was so methodical about explaining what was wrong with the film, and I'm like, yeah, Sean, yeah, you're right.
Was that the last time you listened to him?
No. But the funny thing was, I look, I like Matthew Broderick. I've seen him in some really good stuff.
Where
But
is this going?
In this, I felt like I expected him to have a joke. He was like, he'd be standing somewhere and go, "Wow, that's a big dinosaur," or something like
Neil
that.
Simon's Godzilla.
You don't remember That's a Lot of Fish?
Yeah, you howled. Howled.
Yokohama Beach.
Really?
Memories.
Okay, but you see, that was my point. I felt like it was like, don't make fun of my monster.
Make fun of the French, which they do. The only good part of the movie.
I don't remember that part, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
and I would say,
Remember the professional in the movie?
yes, I do now.
I literally haven't revisited that movie since I saw it.
No,
when
see,
it
I
came
why
don't want
would
to
you?
revisit it. I would say many Godzilla fans try to forget that, like Star Trek 5. Star Trek 5.
You'd be surprised.
No one can forget Star Trek 5.
A lot of the younger fans, especially people who that was their first movie, they really go to bat for it, and they love it, and they're like, it looks so good.
Okay. So let's say this. Okay,
But no, wait, he brings up a very good point, though, because we've had a number of people complain to us that we were making fun of Phantom Menace and all those movies, the
Right,
Star Wars
right.
prequels.
It made me angry.
And they were getting angry because we were calling them shit, and they grew up with these movies.
Right.
And so I understand that there are certain films that it's almost like a sense memory, it's comfort food.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of a quote from Paul F. Tompkins.
All
And
right.
he's once said, "The worst movie you've ever seen, that's someone's favorite movie."
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
I never thought of that.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how long I've been trying to defend Zardoz.
Yeah, really.
Boy, that closed everything down. And scene.
Penis is bad.
Good night, everybody. The penis is evil.
Well, speaking of that,
Hey,
this-
I need to ask Adam
Adam?
a question.
Adam,
Yes, I know who he is. So, Lance,
Adam. Halt.
Adam,
Did you bring any gifts for us this time around, by the way?
Be patient, sir.
Oh, okay.
I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here.
Are you here all
Asked
weekend?
that question.
Oh, this is great.
On air.
I travel
he asked
across
that.
an entire country. I'm not going to go out here one day.
Dang,
Go-
it's
go-
so great.
ask him what
Maybe
you
we
wanted
get
to ask
drinks
him,
or
which was,
something.
can he just have the cash?
You're like a little kid whose father comes home and he's like, "Hey, Daddy, what'd you get me?"
Yeah, why don't you go through his pockets?
I am so
Pull a Spacey.
You know what? I know. Oh God. I want to acknowledge my good.
Rondo out of my back pocket.
Okay, now you're just being mean. No, I want to mention to my good friend Sean.
That's a Ron don't.
To my good friend Sean, yes, Sean, you are absolutely right. I apologize for being so childish and just jumping into that. I kind of lost myself.
It's fake. It doesn't mean anything.
No. see, here, I try to do something nice to try to be sincere, and everyone's like, "Oh, hey, Larry, you're not really serious."
We don't like sincerity around these parts.
Let me ask you this. We were discussing Dune 2. And
Did you
I
see
want to
Dune 2?
know, did you watch any of the Dune movies?
I watched that first Dune movie.
Okay.
I thought it was incredibly boring.
Okay. All right. So you,
You
never
mean-
got to 2.
Wait,
Incredibly
okay.
what?
Boring.
Boring.
What,
okay.
what, you don't like sand? Is that what it is?
I despise sand. It gets everywhere.
That's it. You know what? He's
he
not
has
wrong.
a point.
Yeah.
But Lawrence of Arabia, there's a lot of sand too.
Do you like
I
that
do like
movie?
Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
a lot of sand.
That's pretty good.
It's good. But you've also got
Sandworms. Worms in the sand.
Look, hey,
I got like Timothy Chalamet is a big no for me. Like
Oh, come on.
he is a zero. He has no charisma whatsoever.
I can't imagine how that Wonka movie is. I can't
I see
imagine
it.
him stepping into Gene Wilder's shoes.
You know. Look, well, I can say right now, I know Matt will hate it.
Okay.
And James will too.
I we talked about it. I
James
don't,
already
I
Larry
don't
will
like it. Yeah.
I like.
He was on set and he was like, "No."
I thought the movie was good. If you look at if you compare it for 1 second to the original, then forget it. You're going to hate it. But because the difference with the movies is that the first movie, Wonka, he's this enigma, he's this mystery, and you can't get into his mind. He's almost like an antagonist in the movie, really,
Yeah,
till
he's
the end.
Yeah, like an
and done on
anti-hero.
purpose too.
But the new Wonka movie is the exact opposite in that it's all from his point of view. It's his backstory, and it plays everything safe, but I did enjoy it. It's not for everybody, but I think in a weird way, it's kind of like the Godzilla film. Like it's for a different
Really?
generation. It's for younger kids. I think would like the new Wonka movie.
Did you like the songs?
The songs they're
I
okay.
liked one of the songs.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for the bite that the Gene Wilder version had, there was nothing in this to give you any hint that he emerges as that character.
Well, no, that is why I thought about it a lot after I saw the new one. That's why the original Wonka film is so beautiful at the end when Wonka finally turns to Charlie and he softens. And he, that like Charlie,
Yes,
that makes
yeah.
it's so powerful because
That almost makes me
yes,
teary.
because everything up to that is like he's not like that. He's standoffish. The new Wonka movie is exact opposite of that. Exact opposite. So yes, it plays everything on its sleeve. There's no edge. It's true. There's not really any edge, but the fanciful stuff, the details in it, I still liked it, and it has a good supporting cast of a lot of good comic British actors.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
I heard that.
Yeah.
But I think you hit on something that is completely on the nose, and that is that one of the things that's interesting about that first film is the mystery of Wonka.
Yeah,
It's
right,
like
right.
you don't, the minute you explain it all, it's kind of like those alien movies, Prometheus and everything
Yes,
else.
yes.
The minute you start explaining it all, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah, can't something just be cool? A
Right.
cool thing you kind of don't know about, and that's what makes it a little bit more cool.
yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I mean,
Like I could, I'm sorry, just the alien because you really activated me. Be like, I can just accept that in the vastness of the universe, there's awful monsters.
Right.
right.
Yes, perfectly
right. Why
fine.
does everything have to have a backstory?
Well, speaking of which, the prequel trilogy. Do we really need all those details as to how Vader becomes Vader? Couldn't we have just taken
No.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's little story and said, okay, we can use our imaginations. This is how Darth Vader became Darth Vader,
Sure,
and that's
sure.
the end of
It
it.
makes me kind of like Vader was in those movies was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like, hey, this guy, he's going places.
Now that you see Hayden Christensen under the helmet, it's like,
Well, also, it really makes the entire Obi-Wan TV series like complete waste.
I didn't see that because of you.
Vader in that is he's like almost a bumbling idiot.
Yeah,
Like he
I
can
didn't
never-
want to waste, steer me away
I
from
will
that
say
one.
this on the subject. There is a fan edit called the Patterson Cut. Some guy named Patterson cut it down to 2 hours and 20 minutes.
The guy who shot the
Really?
Bigfoot video?
No, different guy. He's doing Ahsoka now, but this is the way. I mean, you trim out all the fat, you just tell the story in 2.5 hours. A lot more palatable and enjoyable.
Really?
Yeah, I would actually recommend it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yep.
All right, so we covered Godzilla, Wonka.
One
what else?
last thing. Zendaya.
Well, Adam, thank you so much for jumping by.
I guess that's it then. Wait, Adam, do you like Zendaya?
I think I said no.
Okay.
Nothing for me.
Yeah.
She's nothing to you? She's nothing.
You know what?
She's a
dead to
beautiful
you.
lady.
She's not even dead to me because she was never alive.
Did you not see The Greatest Showman?
No, in fact, I didn't.
Wait a minute. Was that the one with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, it was.
She's been in other movies. She was in Spider-Man.
I'm just saying, she's doing a lot of stuff now.
Okay, but
And
that's
she's
not a
great
that's
in
that's
Dune.
she's okay. Well, at least you picked a side. She's great in Dune. Which
She's no Sean Young.
I would like before you. I have been here too long. That is a fact.
No.
No, now you can't. leave.
No.
We
But
have a
I
lot
do-
of other things that
I
we need to
do
get off our
have,
chest.
in addition to your latest episode, as of this point, Jack the Ripper.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
So I listened to it on the way here.
Okay.
Enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
And there's something that's Jack the Ripper related that I've seen recently, and it's
Really?
an anime.
No
Really?
way.
An anime?
Really?
So it is not a Jack the Ripper specific anime. This anime is called Record of Ragnarok. It's on Netflix. And the concept is, so all the gods, they do all the Greek gods, the Norse gods, Hindi gods, they kind of are just like, you know what, we're sick of mankind, we're going to get rid of them. The Valkyries are sympathetic to mankind and are like, hey, how about we do like a fighting tournament? This is where it becomes a very anime thing. We'll do a fighting tournament, humans against gods. If the humans win, they get to live. If the gods live, they don't live anymore. And so in order for a human to be able to fight a god, they have to do like this spirit fusion thing with a Valkyrie, so they get a divine weapon that can slay a god. And so one of the fights in these tournaments is Jack the Ripper versus Hercules.
That's like a who would win.
Like a
Wow.
Capcom sort
And
of
so
thing.
the interesting thing about this show is like, so all the, it's like Thor, Poseidon, Zeus,
the other guys.
Yeah.
the rest. But on the human side, they have this interesting mix of real people. So there's this guy named Lu Bu who's like a general in feudal China or something, right?
Okay.
But then the next one they do is the biblical Adam, who probably wasn't a real guy. But then the next one they go back to some samurai who was a real guy. And now Jack the Ripper was a real guy,
Yeah.
but we don't know anything about him.
Right.
And so they're making up a lot of stuff, and I feel like they gave Jack the Ripper a pretty interesting backstory. So Jack the Ripper is pretty steampunky in this. He's got like a big top hat and
Sure.
wears a Guy Fawkes mask at one point.
Oh, wow.
And he
Interesting.
has like that same kind of like goatee.
Okay,
kind of Guy
right,
Fawkes
right.
thing. And so the backstory they give Jack the Ripper is he's like a street urchin born to a sex worker in like the old London stuff.
All right.
But he has this, he has like a mutant power. He's got like a purple eye or something, and with his eye, he sees emotions. So whenever someone has an emotion, like it manifests itself as like a vibrant color that he sees.
Ooh, so like
That's
when he sees
interesting.
fear.
And to him, the most beautiful color is love, and that's the color he gets from his mother. Skip ahead a little bit, and the mother is just one day like all pissed off and angry, like very out of character for her. And little Jack the Ripper's like, "What's wrong, mother?" And she sees in the newspaper that this actor gentleman that she fancied and had is Jack's, and his name is Jack. So that's very on
Kinda
the
a good
nose.
On the
line.
nose, right?
They just happen to be right when they called him Jack the Ripper.
What do you know about?
Clarence the Slasher.
Wow.
But so he discovers that, Jack's mom is like all pissed, like, "Oh, I should have aborted you. I shouldn't have had you because now this guy, I had you to get this guy, and now I'm not going to get this guy. So you suck, and I don't want you." And then he sees his mother having this awful emotion, and he starts strangling her. And then he sees a new emotion he'd never seen before, fear. And that becomes his favorite emotion.
That's interesting.
Wow.
So like feeding on fear kind of idea. Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
Mind blown.
Shouldn't has anyone ever seen a Jack the Ripper porn film? Shouldn't there be
Do
a
we
film
have
called?
to go there?
Of
Shouldn't there
course
be
it
a film
exists, it
called
has to, but-
Ejack the Ripper?
Well, this has been great.
Wow. He doesn't like-
Adam.
Ejac the
He didn't like sexy.
Ejac the Raper.
Ejac the
Wouldn't you
Ripper,
say
yes.
this is-
Ejac the Raper.
Oh, Ejac the Raper. See, now you ruined it.
now-
Why'd you have to make it
No, it's-
something dirty?
Yeah, that's true.
I was trying to think of something with Jack.
That's great. Okay.
Oh,
this is, okay.
there you
This
go.
is great.
The seeds are there.
Hey, but Adam, this has been great. It's always wonderful to have you stop by the table.
It's a better
Yeah.
title than Whitechapel Splooge Party.
I mean, I like that title.
Oh.
Favorite indie movie of 1973.
So you're going to be here all weekend,
Yes.
and so you just got here. So you still have the whole show to check
Yeah,
out.
go
Yeah, I gotta
get
go
out of
get
here.
stuff.
Go.
Hopefully.
And
Well, come back Saturday and come back
Yes.
Sunday so we can talk more about Godzilla.
And we'd love to see what you checked out and what you purchased.
Yes.
Sure.
And I also want
It's
to
a deal.
hear, reminisce, go through your diary, pet peeves, all that kind of stuff. That's what I want to know.
I think if I'm on mic again at some point, I have to talk about something I like. I feel like every time I'm like,
That's
I
true.
talk about what sucks because there's just so much.
Sure,
Yes,
sure.
You're
I
not
understand.
wrong there.
I will.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
promise you, I'm going to come back with something. You know what? I'll do it right now, real quick.
Yes.
A movie from last year. Megan.
Megan,
Okay.
yeah.
Now
I
here's
enjoyed
the thing
Megan,
about
That was fun.
Here's the thing about Megan.
Disposable fun.
It's
Yeah.
incredibly unoriginal. It's extremely predictable. It's not even remotely scary.
Yep.
That being said, I thought it was a good time. I enjoyed it very much.
I
Did
had
you
a
have
good
popcorn
time.
at that?
I had a good time.
You're right,
I
you're
watched
right.
it on a
I
plane.
never want to see it ever again.
No, really?
No.
You see the
Yeah,
doll
that-
do that funky dance?
I don't want to. No.
Well, we'll see it again because they're going to make 3 more sequels.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sure.
Exactly.
I'm,
right.
I'm going to go see those
And,
with
and-
my
and-
popcorn.
In fact,
I want a prequel.
Yeah, and Mondo, in fact, is selling a Megan figure, by the way.
Ah.
yes,
yeah.
they are. Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
Have you ever seen the Apple Dumpling Gang? That's a good film.
Okay.
Scary.
Yeah. That is the pinnacle of science fiction, fantasy, and horror.
Depends on how you look at it.
But thank you so much. Yes, they do. They do. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for such a long time.
Great
It's always
to see you. Great surprise to see you here. Thank you.
Please stop by again. Okay?
I will.
Daniel Schweiger, our last in-home guest. What did we have? We had Chinese food, I think.
I believe we did. Yeah,
Yes.
I was just amazed at your place, man.
I know. It's
Pretty
gotten
incredible.
worse.
Oh, that's awesome. So it actually has human bodies in it now. So.
Right. It has real horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Danny, are you working on anything lately in the soundtrack world?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really thrilled. To me, like the Holy Grail project finally came out, which is a 2 CD edition of Danny Elfman's score to Nightbreed.
Nice.
That Entrada Records put out. And
Nice.
I'm super happy about that. And also I did an extended liner notes for an extended score for Danny's score to Hellboy 2, The Golden Army.
Nice.
Nice.
Which
I love
Perez
that
put out.
movie.
It's great.
Yeah,
I
that's
love that
good.
film.
People
Absolutely
people
great.
bag on it sometimes, and I don't get it at all.
Oh, I love it. It's just
Yeah.
like it's a fantasy.
I like
the
both of
first
them.
one's horror. This one's much more of a fantasy.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Danny
The Abe
did-
Sapien stuff is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the whole love
Yeah.
story. I
Yeah.
thought it was great, and Guillermo's a great guy, super cool.
He seems like it.
Yeah, I did a new interview with him for it, and got to go to one of his places to give it to
Really?
him in person.
Nice.
But it was really cool.
Seems very down to earth.
Very.
Yeah.
Super. He's like a total.
Just
the
one of
most-
us.
The most talented fanboy ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, what,
So it's not you, Larry.
Yeah.
what does Del Toro's place look like? I mean, is that?
It's like a miniature part of it. It's kind of like a mini LACMA thing. It's just all over. It's insane.
Really?
Does he have 3 houses now? Or
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I went to the new one.
Oh, okay.
But-
Well, you know.
But he was great. He was great. And it's a real privilege to do that for him. And I also have like a website I do called onthescore.com, which has a lot of my composer interviews. And I also do a video cast called Film Music Live, where I
Nice.
just had on the John Pisano, who did the Planet of the Apes movie, and
Nice.
Gotcha.
Graham Reynolds is coming up for Hitman. And then I got Richard Band for the Primevals, which
Oh,
is a show
nice.
Yeah,
I've
we were
waited-
just hearing about
I'm
this.
so glad
waited
that's
to do
finally
that
coming
show
out.
for about 40 years. So
Wow.
I'm so excited to see that. You know,
it's good. It's
yeah.
it's charming. The animation's great.
Good.
All props to Chris Endicott for because that was at Full Moon
Right, yeah.
when
Yeah.
they were working on it.
Sure.
Right.
They had they had the big Yeti skeleton when I was there.
Nice.
So it literally is. It's literally I think the longest one to ever get finally released.
Yeah. Very
That
cool.
I cannot wait. I remember seeing that in I think like
Starlog.
FXRH and
Well,
Yeah.
Cinefantastic magazine.
Sure, yeah.
That was actually the first Cinefantastic I ever bought. When I was a kid with the Primeval cover.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. And when we got Mad God,
Yeah, Mad God was interesting.
Mad God is
It's pretty.
nuts.
I loved it. It doesn't make one lick of
It
sense.
doesn't.
But it's like a
But who
fever dream.
cares?
It's like a fever dream.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like the kind of thing where it looks amazing, but I think maybe 20 minutes would have been more than enough.
Maybe, yeah.
You know what it is? It's a great thing to sort of have on.
Yeah,
Right.
in
And then you're
doses.
like,
When
folding the clothes,
when
and
you're
you go,
having
oh
dental
look, there's
surgery or something.
somebody's getting a drill in their head.
Yeah,
okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
So, Dan, I think you told us in the show that you were friends with Christopher Young, the composer, and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
here this weekend, right?
Oh, great,
Ah.
great. Chris is awesome. He has this Nosferatu thing coming up, and I just did a video cast with him and the director of The Piper, which is actually a really cool movie. It's kind of like a riff on Hellraiser in a way where the villain is the Pied Piper of Hamelin. And he
really?
did like a whole concert piece for this movie, and it's amazing.
Wow.
It's unfortunately it's Julian Sand's last film.
Oh yeah.
But it's great. It's really one of Chris's many accomplishments is this film.
Imagine there's a lot of woodwinds in that
A
score.
lot. Yeah.
I was going to say that.
You hear the woodwinds and you die.
Nice.
Well, Dan, it's great to see you here
It's
every
wonderful
year.
to
It's
see
one
you
of our
guys,
highlights.
Keep
Yes,
doing the Lord's
always.
work. I don't know if it's the Lord's work, but
And the Dark Lord's work.
Yeah. Cthulhu's work.
you guys rock. So always a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
Thank you,
Always
Dan.
great to
Thank
see you. And we got to have you back at the house.
I would love that.
Yeah,
We should. That would be a great initiation
should.
match.
Yeah,
that'd be
Yes,
perfect.
that's a
Like
great
bookend.
idea.
This house is clean. This house is clean of COVID.
We're going to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's
buddy.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dan.
Cheers, man. So, Larry, I was suddenly caught in kind of an eldritch mood. Very strange. I never know when it's going to happen.
Yes.
And I'm walking around feeling all eldritch.
Eldritch.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
sure.
Next thing you know, who do I see?
A friend of the show.
Friend of the show, lovely and talented, Frank Woodward.
Frank Woodward.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
I figured I'd just shamble on over
That's right. That's right.
as I'm lurking about.
I love your lurking.
Nice.
My lurking too.
People don't
Everybody.
people don't realize you are a celebrity, sir.
Oh, you know what? I would not believe you, but I just saw the documentary we did, Fear of the Unknown, selling for $75 on the floor.
Really?
I'm like, how'd that happen?
And for listeners who, let's say you've just listening to the Monster Party for the first time, who is this guy?
And who is the person that's just listening for the first time?
Well, I'm just saying.
True.
Let's say talk about this documentary that you made.
well,
Briefly.
Lovecraft, Fear of the Unknown. It's
Lovecraft.
Yes.
H.P. Lovecraft, one of my favorite authors.
Yes, and mine.
I'm pretty obsessed.
He's one of the forefathers.
Yeah.
He
And
laid the groundwork.
absolutely, yeah. Created this universe of creatures and stories that I keep going back to.
Cosmic horror.
And people keep on building on it and building on it. Now
Yes.
I think it's James Wan wants to do a Call of Cthulhu.
Wow.
Good
Really?
luck to him.
Wow.
But I love him for doing it.
Right. Now when we had you on our show, we did a great Lovecraft show. And what was great about it is because you've done this documentary, you've done this study and research and history. You know a lot about Lovecraft.
More than I thought I would ever have to know.
Yes, but see, here's the thing that gets me. There's this creature, this being that's called Cthulhu.
Cthulhu,
And
yeah.
I learned the pronunciation from my good friend Matt, who I consider an authority.
Cthulhu.
And you're telling me that, that's not really, or, what's...
Well, look,
am I saying it
I
wrong?
don't want to say anybody's saying it wrong.
No, you tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm going to say that some people say Cthulhu.
Yes.
Who says that?
Well, S.T. Joshi will say that. If you know who S.T.
Yes,
Joshi is,
yes.
he's one of Lovecraft's preeminent biographers.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Challenge people on the Cthulhu thing.
Didn't anyone ask, hey, HP, how do you say this?
If they were able to get him out of the house, yes, maybe they would have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure he and Robert Howard had a lot of conversations about how to say Cthulhu or anything like Shub-Niggurath or Hastur.
Yeah.
Yes, I said it out loud again.
Now, Matt was telling me, and this is what we learned, he would do, H.P. Lovecraft would do all these descriptions and sometimes would invent words, right?
Well, absolutely. He was trying to make them not only unimaginable but unpronounceable.
Oh, was that the reasoning behind?
I think that may have been the reasoning
Well,
behind it. He
and
wanted it to be difficult.
I guess the idea, too, is that these are creatures that are kind of beyond our imagination, and so you want to give them a
absolutely.
name that fits.
Yeah, beyond our comprehension.
Yes, exactly. Something other, something not
Right.
from this world, someplace without vowels.
One of my favorite moments in a Lovecraft story is in the Dunwich Horror, when we finally get to see what Wilbur Whateley really is.
And it's not pretty.
And
No.
oh man, I mean, Lovecraft really brings that whole thing to life.
He really does. I mean, his descriptive powers were beyond anybody writing at that time. And that it still endured to this day. I mean, somebody can read the story and think it may be a little too flowery, too baroque, but you see it.
It's almost as if he saw the things for real.
Yes.
Yes. Well, here's my question, okay? There's such a great description of this character. Has
Yes.
anyone made a film that does his look accurately to the book?
As far as Cthulhu goes?
Yes, Cthulhu.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cthulhu?
Cthulhu.
No, I'm talking about the Wilbur
say
Whateley.
Cthulhu.
Wilbur Whateley. Oh,
Not,
wow.
Well-
I mean, not the 60s.
Not the
Oh,
1960s.
no. It's not Dean Stockwell.
No.
That's definitely not Dean Stockwell.
He did not describe Dean Stockwell.
No. Look, the beauty of these creatures and these stories, much as it's given many authors a chance to build on the mythology and do their own wonderful tales, it's given artists a blank slate to really be imaginative.
Right.
You will see some fine Wilbur Whateleys probably on the floor of this convention.
I hope so.
And beautiful. But I've not seen anybody do it on film yet.
Yeah.
Now-
No, not quite.
No. And to me, that is the perfect story, I think, to make into a film. I know everyone usually thinks of something like At the Mountains of Madness
Right.
or Shadow over Innsmouth. But I think that the Dunwich Horror has a pretty tight structure
Right.
and characters, defined characters.
And some people would say that Dunwich Horror, unlike a lot of his other tales, which definitely tap into the cosmic horror where there's not necessarily a nice, tidy ending or good
Right.
defeats evil, Dunwich is actually one of the few tales where good kind of
sort of
Kind of,
wins.
sort of, yeah.
sort of wins, exactly.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
really, but kind of.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't there at the time, I mean, wasn't Guillermo del Toro going to make, I think, either Dunwich Horror or At the Mountains of Madness?
Well, At the Mountains of Madness for sure, and Dunwich was probably on his radar. I mean, because who would want to? It's a. I don't want to say it's an easy film to make, but it would be pretty straightforward to make.
Yeah. I mean, now with today's technology and effects, if it's in the right hands, it could be done justice.
It definitely could. I mean, we've seen Lovecraftian creatures in modern, with Lovecraft country. I have
Hellboy.
notes on the show, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
started
but-
off very strong and
Yes.
very much in that world.
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
And they did a great job.
And I am the proud owner of a really wonderful, distinctive dummies figure of Wilbur Whateley.
Oh,
That is
Yeah.
about as good as
Action
you're
figure.
going to get. Now,
Yeah.
you don't get to see the, his inner workings. I don't even want to give anything away, but
no, you should read it, folks.
but there's a little tentacle with a mouth coming out the back, and it's really well done.
Oh, I love to see that. Send me a picture, please.
I will definitely.
That would be fantastic.
But I would love to see that thing done properly.
It would be really nice to see it. And I'm really bummed that At the Mountains never saw the light of day because
Yeah.
I was lucky. When we did the documentary, we were lucky enough to interview Guillermo, and we interviewed him at a time when he had maquettes sitting around where we were interviewing him. So I got to see some of what he was thinking about, some of
Wow.
what they were working on. It was driving us all mad.
in
As
a
it
good
should.
way, yeah.
Do you know if it really was the fact that Prometheus came out and was touching on some of the same themes that?
And that's what
Helped derail
that's what
it?
Guillermo says.
Okay.
I can't speak for him, obviously, but I think he's wrong if that's why. I think they're different enough. And let's be honest,
Absolutely.
Prometheus didn't quite nail.
No, it's horrible.
stick the
Oh, no,
landing.
it didn't nail anything.
Oh, it's
It
horrible.
didn't really nail
No.
anything. Exactly. My friend here, she's a defender a little bit.
Now, I was going to say, we have a lovely young lady here with you. Who might you be?
Lynn?
Lynn, thank you so much for joining us here.
She's here, and she's actually a foremost alien expert, but that's a whole other.
Oh, you're an alien expert. But okay, but you are a fan of the film Prometheus?
Not necessarily. I understand what he was trying to do with that film and with all of the prequels, but I think the execution of it was difficult because people don't really understand what he was trying to do in general. If you read some of the novels, but nobody wants to necessarily read 3 extra novels so they can understand a film, so,
But Lynn, the film looks great. It's just okay. So I'm this expert, and I'm on this foreign planet, and oh, look at this little alien creature. Hey, let me touch it.
Well,
I think everyone has a problem with that.
Lynn, come on.
here's the other thing too, is that when we've discussed this a number of times, but so if I'm on an alien planet and I get something in my eye that starts crawling around, the first thing I do is say, "Hey, I've got an alien thing in my eye. Someone help. Please help now. Help, 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 help."
But you know what Linda's actually helped me with, and what she's turned me on to, is that you see Prometheus is a misfire, no doubt about it. But he actually starts to find his way with Covenant. And actually, because she's such an Aliens fan, believe it or not, there's video games that are melding all the stuff that we knew of the original Alien together with what they've been doing with Prometheus. And it actually kind of works.
Really?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Did you ever read any of the Dark Horse comics?
Yes, in fact, I'm going back to collect them. And I don't know if you know, but they novelize them. They have novelizations of the comics.
Oh, wow.
And actually, they're quite good, and they expand on the storylines. So if you're interested, you should try to find those.
Okay.
Those out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I always liked the Aliens Dark Horse one that was by Mark Verheiden.
Yes, Verheil.
I can never pronounce his
Right.
name or anyone else's,
That's
but
not Labyrinth. It's
it's the one. It's
Right?
it's sort of like the direct sequel to Aliens, where Newt is still alive.
oh yes, they novelize that right. That would be Aliens Earth War, Aliens.
I know it was the first
The
one I think
female
that Dark
war.
Horse put out.
Right. So that would be Aliens, Earth Hive.
Earth Hive. Okay.
But I loved all those books. And,
Yes.
But that one especially because to me that was the Alien sequel that I was looking for,
Exactly.
not Aliens
It was
3.
before Aliens 3.
Yeah.
Right.
And what they did for the novelization was they changed the names of the characters so it's not Newt per se and it's not Pigs per se.
Okay.
So it could basically be canon if you
I
really
see.
wanted
Right,
it to
okay,
be. So
okay.
I want
Okay.
it to be, so it's canon to me.
Well, because
It's not, the character's not Hicks, it's Hawk or something, and not Newt, but Naomi or something.
My thing with canon too is that I will not follow the rules that they set for me.
Oh, good for
It's canon if I like it.
There.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Like as far as I'm concerned, Alien 3, it never happened.
What?
Yeah.
For a lot of people, they
Yeah, and-
don't want to admit it happened.
And it's telling, though, the way that movie turned out because it was a mishmash of different scripts. So you had
That's true.
a prison planet, you had the monks, and they kind of combined the two of them. Didn't really work.
I will
And-
say
Yeah.
we did a show called I Can't Believe You Liked It. Well, we had this wonderful couple, the Robertsons, who we love them so much. They're now in Georgia working in the film industry there. But we got in this huge argument about Prometheus, and they were saying something similar to you about, well, Larry, you don't really understand it, and you know, you really need to do this big, deep dive into it. Do you remember this? And
Yeah, yeah.
With all due
You
respect,
shouldn't have to.
no. With all due respect, you defended it better than they did.
Well, thank you.
I
Many
just-
years of Aliens love.
Yeah.
I love Alien too. I mean, I collect all the stuff and the figures. And
Something about it. Did you see that quote recently from Sigourney Weaver? She was saying it's probably more relevant now than it was at the time Aliens in particular came out because there are more corporations like Weyland-Yutani. There are more people
Heck
making
yeah.
excuses for destroying the
Oh my
environment,
gosh, yeah.
for doing all the things
Right.
they do. In the news, it's always, oh, but you don't know what's at stake. We invested so much money. And it's the same thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's
Sure.
more relevant today, and I thought that was a fantastic quote.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
It's timely.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's like some alien eggs somewhere in the government's hidden that they're experimenting
Yeah.
with.
It's
You know.
Like
So
they
in-
live, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Now, Frank, I do want to ask you. You did that documentary. Now, you just came up of some job. You're doing some other documentary. Could you tell us about that or not?
I am. It's not as scary or troubling as a Lovecraftian universe.
Oh, damn.
Although it may be as bad as the corporations Lynn was just talking about on some level. I'm actually entering the Disney realm.
Oh,
That's great.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But it's going to be more old school. There is an Imagineer, one of the original Imagineers who built Disneyland with Walt. And he's still with us. His name is Bob Gurr. Bob Gurr is 92 years young, and he designed the Autopia cars, the monorail, the Matterhorn, the Doom buggy on the Haunted Mansion ride. So this man is a consummate theme park designer, but he's so much more. So we were lucky during the strike. We met Bob, and Bob has talked a lot about Disneyland, but there's so much more he just did beyond that, including, remember the old animatronic King Kong at Universal?
Sure.
Yes, I
yeah.
do. I missed that.
That was Bob. Bob Gurr designed that animatronic and some of the show effects.
So good.
Frank, my brother-in-law, Mark Catalina,
Uh-huh.
directed and wrote the Imagineer story that was on Disney.
Oh, yes.
Yes, in fact,
they
we're going to
definitely
have
interviewed Bob.
Yeah, I'm sure. In fact, we're trying to have Mark on for our show for our Imagineers episode. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah. Look, Bob's a fascinating guy just from the Disney aspect alone, but when he came to us, he's so famous for that, but so many people don't know other things about him. So one of his conditions to saying yes to following him around for a summer was that we talk about who he is outside of Disney. It's not that we went to Disneyland. We'll
Sure.
be talking about some wonderful Disney memories that people are familiar with, but we'll also be talking about what inspired him, what continues to give him joy. This man was a designer of 50s cars for Ford, like the best dream car period ever. His love and knowledge of cars of all sorts is amazing.
Wow.
He's well respected. People wouldn't know that necessarily unless they follow him.
right.
So we've been doing that, and he's inspiring. He's 92, and I'm puffing and puffing to keep up with him.
Nice.
So let me ask, when we'll be able to see this, and where will it be?
Well, right now we're still cutting, but we're hoping to have it done by late summer or early fall. really because next year is the 70th anniversary of Disneyland.
That's right.
So it's good timing for us. Bob does a lot of speaking engagements. We'll most likely start there, and then you'll be able to find it streaming someplace for sure.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't think you ever came by when I had the Haunted Mansion bathroom.
I don't know if I did.
Yeah, that's my new thing, and I have a
Having a themed bathroom?
whole bathroom that is the Haunted Mansion.
All right.
The only thing that I'm missing, I would really love the toilet to be a doom buggy
I think you could
or
probably-
dump buggy.
A dump buggy.
Nice.
You're a genius.
I am.
Yeah,
Can you talk to Bob about making a dump buggy?
I could definitely talk to him about that. I'll say, hey, Bob, can you design a toilet?
But it has to be shaped like the Haunted Mansion.
It has to be like very
And
clamshell.
then we could do the effect of like there's somebody sitting on my lap, you know, like
Hitchhiking
whoa.
ghost.
Right, the
Well,
ghost.
you really do have an experience when you have it in the bathroom.
You know what? Sometime I'll stay there for days.
Well,
Just
if you can stare at Pepper's ghost all day long, you can just cycle it through for yourselves. It's the bride. It's the Hatbox ghost. Who knows?
Well, Frank, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us. Thank you so much, you guys. It was such a pleasure to talk to you guys.
It's always a joy. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. And so we will look forward to this. I'm sure you'll keep us posted.
Yeah.
I will definitely.
Please.
Maybe we can get you on the show.
That would be great.
Yeah, I would love to come back when we're done and
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. We'll see if I can drag Bob with me.
Please, that would be lovely. Cthulhu in 2024.
Or Cthulhu, however.
Cthulhu, Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Here's the thing. If you get me a little bit later when I'm not thinking, I'll say Cthulhu. You can bust me later.
That's like the regular Joe way
Yeah,
of
it's kind of like,
saying it.
it's kind of like showing you're an everyman.
Yeah, it's like calling him Chief.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Take care.
Well, we are thrilled to be meeting in person for the first time one of our longest-running listeners, and this is Picasso the Mundane.
Perkins to everybody else.
Randall Perkins.
Randall Perkins.
Randall
Gotcha.
Perkins.
How y'all doing?
Doing great.
We're
Came
doing
down
great.
here
We're
from
so
Vegas.
happy to meet you.
And
Just
what a
to see you
great
guys.
shirt you've got
It's a
on.
terrific shirt.
Now, is this the first time you've been to a Monsterpalooza? Right?
It is.
Okay.
It is my
awesome.
first
Get
time
out.
to Monsterpalooza. Yes, it is. I've done a lot of other cons, but it's been I
this
don't
is-
know why I've missed this.
Picasso, this is the one.
Yeah, this is
This is
it.
This is Mecca.
This is killer.
Yeah.
This is
Awesome.
awesome.
Now you
Having
are
a good time so far?
So far, yeah. Picked up a few pieces of art already, and
Nice.
you meet Tom Savini, of course.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I got him to sign the book that I've had since I was 13 years old, so that's kind of cool. You know?
Nice.
Grand Illusions, aka Bizarro.
Bizarro, exactly.
Nice,
Yeah, I've got
nice.
the Bizarro version of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But I also brought you guys a little present from
Uh-oh.
Las Vegas. From an artist that makes monsters. His name is We Become Monsters.
Wow.
He's nothing big, nothing major, just a little something.
I see. I love
Thank
it when
you so
people
much.
bring us
Look at this, you
gifts.
got
Yeah,
little
me
It's like
too.
a tribute to you guys, right? It's
A
like an oath
tribute.
of fealty. So
All right.
these little
Ooh, oh, here comes the unveiling. Boy.
Magnets or
There's little creatures.
Ooh,
They're
cool,
little-
like little. Oh my god, they're like
and
little.
of course, I don't care who gets what color, but one of those is for your daughter, Larry.
No way. Thank you
I like
so
that.
Monster
much.
child.
Oh, that
Like
is
little
so
one-eyed
nice.
Cyclops kind of monster guys.
Yeah, Hopclops. That's what it's called, Hopclops.
I love.
Hopclops.
These are
Yeah,
great.
it's
Can I have the gummy one?
Wait, do you want the red one?
The gummy one.
Is it gummy? Wait,
look-
is it
it looks-
rubbery?
No,
No. Is it rubbery?
No, but
how did you get a rubbery
it
one?
looks like it.
Oh, no.
It just looks
okay,
like
what-
it.
Okay, this
you,
one.
Randall.
Certainly,
Look at the
certainly.
orange. Ooh, I want orange.
Now, let's ask
color is
real
that?
quick about Picasso the Mundane. Where does this nickname come from?
Magic?
Well, I am somewhat of an artist, and my last name is Perkins. And a coworker of mine 20 years ago just started calling me Picasso because I was always doodling at work.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I said,
yeah.
hey, that's cool, and
Why,
I like
why
it.
mundane?
because I'm a very boring, dull kind of guy.
No.
You're a monster fan, so you're not a
on.
boring
Ordinary
person.
Look at you. You're wearing a Kolchak, the Night Stalker
You mean you're a
jacket.
regular Joe?
With a monster
I'm a
party.
regular Joe.
Yes, yes.
I'm a regular Joe.
Yes, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with
I
you.
don't think you are.
No,
You've worked
no.
We've had this-
in the entertainment industry. You're not a regular Joe.
Well-
like I'm a regular.
But you're Mr. Vegas, Randall.
I'm not Mr. Vegas. I don't gamble.
Oh, well, okay.
I don't set foot in casinos if I can avoid it.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
But they're very.
Only when I was working.
But there's a lot of flashy
When
lights.
I was working at, I did a lot of stand-up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so that would be the only time I would go into a
Yeah.
casino.
Yeah.
And it'd be
It's kind of hard to stay out of
I'd
the
play
casinos.
Tetris, or I'd be in the employee cafeteria getting food poisoning.
Right.
Oh, by the way, that's my wife, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle, come on in.
Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Come on in. No. I want to hear her.
Michelle, the not so mundane.
I'm not. No, I'm
That's
even more
right.
mundane than him.
No.
No.
I want to say something too. Is like Picasso, Randall, you're always very active on our social media, always making
Which we
comments
really
and
appreciate.
Compliments, and I love it. I mean, I love like
it
hearing
helps get
from
you
your
guys out too. It works both ways.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We
Otherwise, the
appreciate that.
algorithm buries everybody, right?
That's
Right,
true.
right.
Yes.
I want to know,
Yes.
is your wife into like monster stuff like you are?
Not like I am.
I really am not, but he always buys me the little stuff, so I have to wear it.
So you're supportive. You're supportive, though.
Right.
You're a good
I mean,
wife.
see
So wait a
Scream,
minute,
The
let me-
musical, the Evil Dead musical, and all that. So she's there with me. You know?
Nice.
Now, do you like that kind of thing? Like,
Yeah, that's not so bad. I don't care. When it gets a little too gory, it's a little too much for me.
Yeah,
Sure.
gotcha.
He's got his own room that it's all set up.
you got your room.
You got your own room?
It's a Monster Kid cave.
Pretty much, yeah.
What's in the
man.
cave? What do you collect?
Whatever I like, actually. I don't try to complete things.
There
Well,
you
don't be
go.
generic. I
There
mean,
you
you
go.
can be specific. A Superman figure or the $6 million
I got
man
Mole
toy.
I've got Creature from the Black Lagoon. I got
Ooh.
Fawn from Pan's Labyrinth.
nice.
They're all out of the box.
Look, hey, look.
Ah, you actually enjoy your stuff.
It's okay. It is okay
Is
for
it
you
now?
to take it out of the box.
Suddenly, it's okay.
I know. It's, but I also like buying a lot of creations that aren't known by, that
Sure.
are like this guy.
Yeah,
He
right,
does
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
random
I love
kind of
that
stuff.
stuff.
There's a lot of that here at the show.
Lot of it.
I've
Great
already
stuff,
picked
too.
up some prints and got some names going and things like that. So
Yeah, don't go to Mondo because you'll want everything there.
Yeah, we've already
so
spent.
far I've had to walk away from a couple of places.
Sure.
A few months ago, I don't know if you guys remember, I bought some shot glasses.
I do remember.
And
Yes.
I said I wanted to do something with those shot glasses.
Ooh.
Are you guys willing to do something with me with those shot glasses?
Absolutely.
Sure. All right.
Absolutely.
Let's get the party started.
So for listeners, Picasso is taking out the shot glasses.
I love. You know what? I love your golf announcer voice. It's so good.
And so he's wrapped
Here he
them
is.
carefully in a
He's
tube.
taking it out of the tube.
Very, very, very well wrapped, by the way.
Yes.
I didn't want to break it.
The
That's
attention to
good.
detail.
Yes.
That's cool.
And with very careful handling.
Nice finger work.
Nice finger work, yes. And now he's having a bit of challenging
He's
time
tearing the
last-
tube, making it
the
literally
last-
worthless.
But see, the funny thing is, he's getting out these 5 shot glasses, which, by the way, you need to
5
wash
shot
by hand when you're done with them. Don't just
Yeah,
throw them
5
in the
Monster Party
dishwasher.
shot glasses.
Yes.
Yeah, just don't put them. Yeah, don't put them in the driveway and hose them.
Oh my gosh! And he
Oh,
actually
wow.
is pulling out liquor.
Everybody gets their own individual
You
little
got
bottle
little,
that's
Wow.
still
you got little
sealed.
mini
Wow.
airports
Yeah.
style bottles
Yes,
of liquor.
and I'm trying to find out what type of liquor it is. Not that it really matters, because I'm going to drink my shot
That's right.
regardless of what
Yeah.
it is.
And once I drink my shot, that'll be it for me.
no,
Randall,
no.
what is
Bye,
in these
everybody.
little- What is in these little bottles?
Oh, this is something I wasn't sure what everybody liked. I have a
just
taste
get-
about Scotch, but this is just Pendleton blended whiskey.
I love it.
Simple, smooth,
Bring it
easy
on.
enough for everybody to drink.
Bring it
Beautiful.
on.
Most people don't like my kind of scotches, so
That's okay. I think this is wonderful. And
Do
so,
you wanna-
you know what's funny? As ladies and gentlemen, as he is
I don't wanna get
pouring
you guys hammered.
the
You gotta want,
the whiskey
Yeah, you do.
into these shot
Okay, well.
glasses, it makes me think this is what Monster Party is all about. You know, getting together with friends and family.
And booze.
And we have great conversations about monsters, science fiction, fantasy horror. We may not always agree. We may get in big fights, but the main thing is we've got booze to help us get through anything. And so now I have my glass in my hand. Matt, wait, it looks like Matt has a little more in his glass. But
Officially
anyway,
doing a shot here.
we
I'd
are.
just like to say to Monster Party.
Wait. Can I hear you say that? Maybe the microphone could go in it by his mouth. There we go.
To Monster Party, the greatest podcast ever.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait,
Wow.
wait.
Oh, that goes down smooth.
Oh, that is great. That is great
I would
booze.
like you guys to sign the glasses too, but
I don't know.
it's getting a little busy here.
Yeah.
We're all weekend.
I can't remember my name.
Try to swing by a little bit later then.
Yes. I want to thank you so much.
Yeah,
this was
that was
so
very nice.
wonderful.
I make a lot of guys like me very happy.
Well,
you
that's
guys,
good.
we're all monster kids, and
Yes.
there isn't
Yes,
a
we
whole lot
are.
out there for us.
No.
True.
I wanted to ask you too, Randall. Like, how did you first discover Monster Party?
Monster Party itself? About 5 years ago, I was just cruising looking for podcasts to listen to, and I was looking for something movie-based. You know, I like movies, obviously. And Monster Party just showed up in a search, and
Nice.
well, let me check these guys out. And the
Nice.
first episode I listened to had Dana Gould on it.
Nice.
And after that, I was hooked. It was Dana Gould. I mean, come on.
Awesome.
You
That's
know?
so cool.
But,
He's
yeah.
my longtime friend and mentor. I've known him for so long, like since we were in our 20s. And I remember the first time I saw him on stage, and he's doing something about Planet of the Apes, and I was like, okay, this guy, I gotta be friends with this guy.
Yeah, and I'm still watching Hanging with Dr. Z. You know,
Yeah,
to this
stuff is
day.
great. Yep.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, and thank you guys so much for this. I really
Of course.
appreciate
Thank you. Yeah.
Boy, wasn't that fun? Wasn't
It
that
was
cool?
fun.
And you know what's great is, hey!
Oh my!
There's Ted Haynes,
Wow.
Just stumbled by.
foam fabber,
just showed
creature
up.
effects guy.
Didn't even see you guys. I was just walking by.
No effects
Friend
guy.
and benefactor.
That's right. That's right.
Friend of the show. I love this guy.
Thank you very much. I love you guys. That's why I stopped by.
Yeah.
Last year, I mean, you made that giant Frankenstein Aurora thing.
Aurora, yeah. And this year I was really original and made another giant Frankenstein.
But yes,
Hey, why not? Why not?
But a different Frankenstein.
My Frankenstein is based on the Jack Davis artwork from Famous Monsters magazine
I love
from way
that.
back in the 1960s. So I think we probably all had those posters. We
Sure.
sent in our
Yeah.
two and got it. So, I thought I was getting a full-size character, but I got a poster on crappy newsprint.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like the Moon Beast or whatever.
Exactly,
Same
yes,
thing.
yes, yes.
It was paper.
So
But you know what's really cool is so that figure that you made last time, it's like really thick plastic, heavy, weighs like a ton. This time you went Mr. Foam Guy.
Mr. Foam Guy, yeah. So I did is an 8-foot tall figure, all foam fabricated. My wife helped me do the clothing on it and the fabric. So I hate to admit how long it took me, but it was a week and a half.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I thought you spent a
Wow.
month on that. It's amazing.
About a week and a half.
Wow.
I had up all the time.
Now, really quickly, for listeners who don't know, you can follow Ted Haynes
At the Foam Fabber.
at the Foam Fab.
The Foam Fabber.
And what's cool is he does all these great. He films himself like cutting the foam and stuff.
Yeah, the whole process of watching you do it.
I've done a bunch of tutorials for the Stan Winston School, and folks have come by and noticed me from that and know that. I said, but my Instagram is a tutorial as well.
And
so I
s-
like to share how I do things and the whole process and materials I use. So.
And the Stan Winston School is here too.
Yes, the Stan Winston School is here,
right?
So Matt Winston and,
Yeah.
and Eric Lidoff, they run the Stan Winston School. So
Well, and also, if you happen to be a Patreon member,
yes,
there's a very high chance that you have some of this man's work.
Wait, I'm a Patreon member. Oh, I do have some of my work. Cool. Is that how that works? I become a Patreon and I just get my own stuff.
Yeah, it just comes back. It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
full circle.
But what's so
it's the
cool is
cycle
you're
of life.
so clever, and you make so many neat things, and we're so grateful that you've given us.
Speaking of neat things, I wanted to bring something to you guys because you bring stuff to us.
We have more gifts.
More?
Gifts, and I know you guys like some gifts. I know some people
do.
love gifts more than other people.
Yes, we love
Yeah,
some of us love
apparently,
gifts.
yeah.
But I remember last year listening to the show that somebody had brought a gift for one particular person on the cast, and there was a little bit of,
No.
Animosity?
No. He's saying no. That means he's lying
That's
because there
because
was a problem.
But
because only he got the gift.
I just want to say, all things being equal, each one of you guys are getting
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Angry Fish Guy.
Awesome.
Wow.
Like a stylized kind of creature from the Black
Stylized
Lagoon.
creature from the Black Lagoon.
film. This
Green
There's
translucent.
I love it. I love it.
This
Like I
is
said,
gorgeous.
Last year, somebody just got one. I am equal. All
right.
you guys are getting the same thing.
This is a mini one. Why do I get the mini one?
Actually, he shouldn't.
They're all the same.
He shouldn't get any. Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
This
you
is
know,
making up for last year.
You know what?
Yes.
I'm going to say, you know what, Ted? Thank you. Thank you for
He's
this
not.
love. Oh.
See a little psych out there. He's getting
Ladies and
rubbed.
gentlemen, he first gave me this little
this is
mini
awesome.
mini creature.
So he got
angry
two.
creature. Yes,
Unfucking believable.
That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. You guys put this on your table.
No.
Someone really deserving. I want you to give that little one to.
Okay, you hear that?
yes,
you hear that,
that's
Larry?
right,
You okay
Larry.
with
But
that?
who among us has a creature collection?
Oh, see? This is what he does.
And who among us has a daughter?
Yes, who among us has a daughter?
A daughter.
Yeah,
Well, that would be okay then.
As far as
Yeah.
today is concerned, you're all creature collectors.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Collection.
Now, Ted,
is gorgeous.
Is the new Frankenstein item available for sale?
It is for sale. It's as I keep telling you, buddy. We've got a nice backdrop for it. The backdrop is $9,995, and the figure itself is $5. But they do come together, so it is
Right,
a set.
right.
I don't want to break up the set.
Right.
So the whole
It's
thing
got
is
to be a nice
$10,000.
backdrop.
You got to have the
I've
backdrop.
been scanning the entire thing, so I'll make it available as a kit.
Nice.
As well,
oh,
so-
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Who owns the previous Frankenstein that you did?
Nobody owns it. It's actually technically on semi-permanent loan at Valley Relics Museum.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah, we know
okay,
them
yes,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, Julianne
So-
Ream.
yeah.
Yeah, very
The Project
great
Aurora
folks.
Frankenstein model kit, along with
Yeah.
the testers bottles. and
Nice.
everything that's at the Valley Relics Museum right now. And it's
Awesome.
been there for not quite a year, but I said you guys can hold on to it for as long as you have room
That's a
for
good
it.
That's
place.
nice.
That's a good place for
yeah,
it.
perfect
I
place.
have no room for it.
Yeah, really.
Nobody has purchased it.
Wait a minute. Now I know you have a big studio now. You know, don't have space?
No, because I keep making really big crap all the time. and I keep running out of room. So,
Well, we're glad
move
you
and
are.
buy some stuff.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you were just telling me
Yeah.
that you got rid of a window.
I took your advice, yeah. And there was a window in my shop that I boarded up so that I could put more shelving for
See? Huh?
collectible figures.
That's how we roll.
Because who needs sunlight?
Overrated.
Yeah,
Vitamin
yeah.
D. Who needs it?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Now the Frankenstein also that you made, it's big. But are you going to make any smaller versions of?
Yeah, I'll do a model kit of him. So I've scanned him.
Nice.
I'm going to do a small, maybe 18-inch model kit. And then I want to do a premium format one. Would be about 2 feet that'll have fabric and
Okay, and what
finished piece.
what everyone wants to know is, okay, so let's say you're going to make a smaller version of this large Frankenstein. What does something like that run?
I don't know what the kits itself are going to be. I'm thinking the small kit might be around $300-400, and in the premium format one might be around $1,500 or so. I haven't even started to think about the pricing or how I'm going to build those.
But Ted, for people who are listening to the show, going, "That's Ted Haynes. Where do I go to find out information?"
You could go to the Foam Fabber on Instagram, and then that'll take you to a link to my Etsy page. We also have new. It's not up on Etsy yet, but we've got them at my table. The Aurora kit that we did. I finally have the glow-in-the-dark head and the full-size head ready for pre-sale.
Wow.
But as well as a bust. It's a 2/3 scale bust.
Nice.
Cool.
It's going to be ready for pre-sale. So.
And how is your
Great.
how are you doing today at the? This is Saturday. How are you doing with the convention? Are people coming
Doing
by?
well. I
and-
mean, people are coming by looking for the Frankenstein and the little angry fish guy. Everybody loves. The kids love the angry fish guy.
Nice.
So
I love anything that kind of reminds me of a gummy. I'm all over.
there you go.
Yeah.
Please don't chew on that.
Yes.
You'll break a
Thank you
tooth.
so much, man. This is
Don't
awesome.
send me
Just
the
in my
dental
mind
bills.
theater. That's
That's fine. That's right.
So cool.
So there you go.
I love.
Thank you
my
so much.
angry fish.
I'm
My pleasure.
overjoyed.
Thank you guys. I listen all the time when I'm sitting in my shop, and I get to listen to the ongoing shenanigans. I love it. So,
Thank you. so
What
much.
people might not know is Ted's not only a great manufacturer of monsters and creatures, but he's also well versed and knows everything about Indiana Jones.
Yes.
And if you
True. He
check
was
out
on
our
our
Indiana
episode, yes.
Jones
That's right.
episode, you can hear Ted talk. He tells us things that we didn't know.
I talk ad nauseum about Indiana Jones.
He's cosplayed as.
Did you get
Indiana
the talking Indiana Jones? The one that the 12-inch
No,
figure.
I didn't. I've gotten a little bit more selective about my Indiana Jones.
But you need that. That's
I
like
know.
top of the heap.
Right now, almost all of my indie stuff is in storage.
Okay. All right. No, I get
after
that.
After our move, I'm trying to figure out where
Sure.
it's going to go.
See, for listeners, in his shop, he used to have, and so he's building things in the shop, but he had these shelves that were up above, they're kind of behind glass, that had your amazing Indiana Jones stuff. But now I feel bad that the Indiana Jones didn't store it.
He'll come out to breathe someday again. So, yeah.
After that episode, I dug out whatever Indiana Jones stuff that I had.
A
Yeah,
hat and a whip.
Yeah, and the Well of Souls.
Oh, yeah.
That play set. I love that
Got
thing.
all that original stuff that I had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's all fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, Ted, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. Again, these. Oh, are they really?
Signed
on the back, and then I signed them on the bottom.
Wow.
So
Beautiful.
Awesome, man.
So gorgeous.
What number did you guys get?
Huh? I got 5?
I got 3.
8.
I got number 2.
3. I got 3. Cool.
Which is an early one. Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, yours, yeah. I guess you win.
Yours is going to be worth so much more than the other one.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much Ted Haynes autographs are going.
Well, and as we all know, it's all
mine's
about winning.
5. That's so. I was born in May, so
Perfect.
perfect. Yes.
That's great. Well, James, what do you think of this Angry Fish Man?
It is absolutely gorgeous. And it reminds me of last year when you had the huge model of this in your booth.
He's still over here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool.
And he was coined Angry Fish Guy just only because I showed the picture to my wife.
I like that. That's a great
And
name.
she said,
actually.
"Oh, I like the little Angry Fish Guy." And I said,
Angry Fish Guy.
it sticks.
AFG.
Yeah.
You know, it makes total sense. It makes total sense.
Total sense. So there you go.
So she's manning the booth right now?
She's manning the booth and probably getting inundated, so I'm going to run back.
All right.
Well, Ted, thank you so much. It's so great to
can't
see you.
thank you enough. This made my day.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ted.
Okay,
Beautiful.
so what do you say? We give a toast to Ted Haynes.
Ted Haynes.
I didn't bring booze.
Carrie, hi. Guys.
Hi, Carrie.
Wait, guys, guess who I have here?
Oh,
Carrie
my
came
me.
in front, the final girl.
From Friday the 13th, Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. I sent him there.
Gosh, yes.
I was having a bad day in my defense. I was a little edgy, a little stabby, if you will. Just your ordinary day.
He kind of had it coming.
I mean, look what he did to my mother.
Yes.
That's right.
I mean, I did have to avenge, right? I was related, so let's say I have some family issues that need to be worked out from time to time.
Talk about a franchise that is never going to stop. He's almost like the horror Mickey Mouse now.
He is. I never thought of it like
Yeah.
that. The House of Mouse, the House of Jason.
Yeah.
I like it. It has a ring.
Mm-hmm.
It has, we should pitch that branding.
The franchise, though, that's a franchise, though, that it's always evolving. It's always giving us something new. I mean, we now are to the point where Jason is so iconic, but you have to remember that first movie, which is like kind of a mystery film.
Yeah.
And Jason wasn't the killer in it. And how it's evolved. But like every sequel, they do something a little different, and I go back to them all the time.
Me too.
I still enjoy all of them a lot.
Mm-hmm. But this is what I want to know. So
Okay.
you did that Jason film, but are you a fan of horror films? Would you get into it like when you started acting, go, hey, I love horror films and I'd love to be in one of these? Or-
No. And that's a hard no. In fact, I never saw Friday the 13th when I did Friday the 13th.
Had you seen any of the sequels?
Are you serious?
Oh,
Never
okay.
saw any of them.
Okay.
I am not a girl that likes things that go bump in the night.
Okay.
I got
And
it.
so it was terrifying just to make it. And then they're like, have you seen them? I'm like, oh, no. Now, yes, I have. But at the time, and that made for a really fun press junket. Your first, you're first out the gate. They don't really teach you that in acting school, how to do a press junket. And they're like, and thank you.
Right.
Thank God I had John LeMay on one side and Kane Hodder on the other. Just
Nice,
going,
right.
She's cute.
And John LeMay was in the Friday
in
the
the
13th TV series too, which I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah,
and
he
Kane
was-
Hodder.
Kane.
Was Kane, did he kind of, was he nice to you or did he kind of push you or like
he kind of psych you out?
Acting thing.
like,
trying
Okay,
to-
so Don't tell anybody, because this is
No,
kind of a secret.
no,
Just
no.
you and me.
It's all
This is
between
just,
us right
just
here.
between us.
All right,
okay. So I don't know if you know, but in part 9, Kane's actually in the movie, not as Jason.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know where he is?
In the beginning, right?
Yes.
Yes,
He plays one
yeah.
of the FBI agents.
That's right. That's
Then
right.
you could talk to him. But if he was in costume, you
Gotcha.
could not talk to him.
Gotcha.
He stayed away. He stayed off. You couldn't interact
He
with
was
him.
in character.
He's very method. Kane is very.
Yeah.
He
Nice,
takes
nice.
his killing very seriously.
I bet he
Very
does.
professional.
It's not he's
Right.
he's very method.
Yeah,
Right,
Carrie,
right.
I was so excited to get my autograph with him, and I'm standing there, and they're, hey, let's take a photo, Larry. On the count of 3, 1, 2, and on 3, he takes his monstrous hand and grabs my face. I'm all, and that was our photo. You know?
Like,
Yeah, it's
my,
great.
my Christmas card, if you will, right? Yeah. He didn't, well, I mean, yeah, no. Kane is probably, again, I don't want to, he's one of the nicest human beings on the planet.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Have you seen his documentary?
I
Which
have to
is
see that here. It's
inspiring.
amazing. Yeah.
He's just a gentle giant, but when the mask goes on,
Right.
he goes
Right,
a little
right.
Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
Now you have done more than just the final girl thing here, right?
I kind of did the final girl thing, and then I did a little bit, and then I left and got married and had children.
Okay.
So
And
this is like, I have never done one of these.
wait, is this your
Really?
first time?
Wow.
I'm a virgin.
But is it interesting for you not being so familiar with the horror community
Oh.
to see how dynamic
this
it
is-
is in the fans?
This is like, I was saying to my friend that when we came, I'm like, who knew?
right.
I'm sorry, we're doing radio and you can't see my face, but my eyes are real buggy and my mouth is open like I'd have flies coming out any second. I was like, I can't look at this long enough. This is crazy, and the fans are like, OMG, forget again. I have to stop pretending that I'm on TV right now because I'm making lots of facial expressions and it's not
We feel
translating.
it. We
I
feel
am
the
in
energy.
radio.
Coming through.
But yeah, this is the fans, the franchises. This is, I could be here all day. In fact, I think I might do a foray back into this.
Oh.
You should.
I think I might be someplace. I don't know. I have a birthday coming up, September 15th, and there's a little.
We're there.
There's a
Where-
little,
where-
there's a little thing happening at the LA Convention Center.
Oh, yeah.
So I might take a little gander at that, hang out
Yeah.
with Kane, and see what happens.
And from being in Part 9, did you get a lot of recognition and fans coming to you and reaching out to you? Because it's part of it's a horror franchise that's quite
well,
well known.
people didn't really like the fact that I killed him.
right. But
you
that's pretty
this
historical.
was 30 years ago, so this was before
Right.
the uproar
There were-
about but I tried to
right.
explain very
Right.
simply, we're related, it's a family
Right,
thing,
right.
and we're going to work it out in therapy. So settle down over there. Calm down. He's going to be fine. We'll do the therapy thing. It'll be great. So yeah, no, this is insane.
And with horror fans too. I mean, I know that people can go crazy over Star Wars and Star Trek, but a horror fan, man, they are loyal to the end.
Yeah.
Well, I'm discovering that.
Yeah.
Because I've been walking through and I would think, guys, it was 30 years ago. I don't really look like I did 30 years ago.
Right.
And they're like, are you? And I'm like,
So
I just have the socks on. I don't know.
So, Carrie, it's been a while since you've done anything, but you're thinking of getting back into it? Because
am.
I know there's a lot of people out there that would love to see you.
Well, I think that what might be an interesting take is, where is she now?
Yeah, the
Because remember, I
survivors.
have a baby.
Sure.
The survivors
Where,
of
how
Jason.
jacked up might we be?
Yeah, right.
Like,
That's
are
right.
we in therapy?
Right. Is
Think
Jason
about
still
it.
haunting you?
Is Jason still haunting me? I mean,
I've been in therapy for lesser reasons.
I mean, I do get a little twitchy when I see hockey masks. I don't know. Could be a thing.
Right.
Imagine if, I was on, say, the dating sites and, they want to take me to a hockey game. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the movie. It's a rom-com.
I'm just saying. I'm just thinking we could pitch a
Yeah,
whole new idea for horror.
You get nervous around cutlery,
right.
you just can't-
Or Or like she thinks about the knife and it's like,
Right, right.
ooh.
Yeah.
Instead of meat cute, meat cut.
Ah. Well, Carrie, I just
this meeting.
I just
love
want to say
this.
thank you so much for
No,
stopping by.
thank
Because
you.
and look, if you do decide to test the waters or go back in there, please let Monster Party Podcast
Well,
know.
yeah.
We'd
Plug
love to
anything
plug
that you
anything
would
you
do.
do.
I
Wanna
did.
do.
We are
We're
fans.
going to be
We're
there
going to do this
in LA.
Let's do this.
Thank you guys
All right, let's
so
hear it
much.
for Carrie
This was so
Kagan.
fun.
Yeah.
You know when you're kind of just hanging out at Monsterpalooza and you're all just sitting around, you're on a microphone, you're having your sandwich, you go, hey! Whoa!
And you have a wonderful artist stop by.
Yeah,
Yes.
oh, it's
Everyone's
it's
cheering.
Mark Tavares.
Mark
everybody.
Tavares.
Hi guys, how are you?
Mark Tavares, the legendary Mark Tavares,
Hi.
artist extraordinaire.
Oh, you know, you guys are too much, honestly.
No, you are a genius.
Stop.
And we want you to continue to create the works that have shaped our lives.
Shaped our lives.
No,
Yes.
you laugh, sir. You laugh.
I do. It's you know.
We got to get a couple laughs out of
Occasionally,
this,
yes.
right?
I've been known to do that.
I
yeah.
just want to say, and I've mentioned this before, Mark did this amazing painting of Chris Farley doing that
Yes.
as the Matt Foley classic, living in a van down by the river. And I purchased that
Yes.
to give it to my wife. And just now, just a little bit before when Mark got here, I called my wife so she could speak with Mark because
Oh,
she
nice,
loves
nice.
that painting.
And I was very touched by her words. I mean, it was like I didn't realize how much of an impact it's an unusual thing. It was done for a show at a local gallery. That was the theme was stars and celebrities who'd left us too early, and so I chose Chris Farley off the list. I didn't know what to do. Made this painting. It was nice. It was well received. Brought it to Monsterpalooza 2 years ago because I had an empty spot on the wall. All this monster stuff, and what am I going to... Here, I'll just plug this in. And that's the one everybody went for. I don't understand, but they really like
You
it.
never know, though. Yeah.
But and
It was loved.
It was loved, and it was really nice that it went to the best home it could have. I am so touched that you bought it for your wife.
Rarely do I get jealous about possessions.
Mm-hmm.
However, the fact that he has,
Yeah.
Larry Stroth has, or the Stroth family
Yeah.
have an original Tavares.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, you know, yeah. I mean, this could happen to all of the Monster Party boys.
You know,
someday,
yeah,
we're saving,
you know?
we're saving up.
That's right.
I guess
right.
not all of us...
I got just one more pint of blood to.
There you go. You're good.
Yes,
good.
yes, me too.
Not all of us can have an original Tavares hanging on the wall, but we can have an original Mark Tavares talk to us here in our
Yes.
podcast.
Exactly. Yes.
He's a walking piece of art.
Now,
He is.
Mark, I would like to know, being at Monsterpalooza this year,
Yeah.
what are some of the new monster-themed things that you got going over there?
Let's see. I had a solo art show at the beginning of the year, so
Yes.
I brought some of the pieces from that. Some are monster related, some are not. I forgot that the date of Young Frankenstein, that it's its 50th anniversary this year.
is crazy,
I
right?
totally forgot, and I did a Young Frankenstein piece for the show.
Nice.
The what's the moment? I'll take the one in the turban when she shows up at the cast.
that's
so-
great.
Right.
That's great.
and a Twilight Zone piece because somebody had reached out a few weeks back and saying, you guys, you do any more Twilight Zone stuff? We talked about that last year, and I'm like, okay, I should probably do something Twilight Zone. So
Nice.
So I did something from To Serve Man, my favorite episode, one of my favorite
Yes,
episodes.
one of the
thing,
classics.
so,
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So I
And
got a couple
how's
of
it?
those things.
Have you been a lot of good activity at your booth? A lot of good-
It was super busy. It's great, but it's also unusual. It's like a weird ebb and flow. Like we started off slower than we did last year, but there's more activity, and you can never predict what people are going to like.
Right.
Because I've had things that have sat in the print booth for I don't know how long, and this year suddenly they take off, and then people are buying them. So it's a,
yeah.
And you have this Texas Chainsaw Massacre show.
yes,
That
yes.
you and Erin
Yep.
are your lovely wife.
My wife Erin Haggerty. Yes.
We're head over heels in love with her, and you guys are curating this thing. And
Yes.
I'm assuming you also have pieces in it.
We
as
do.
well.
We both have pieces
Yes.
in it. So, yeah, also another movie celebrating 50 years. And so we pitched the idea to the owner of the Sugarmint Gallery here in Pasadena.
Nice.
And so she said, great, let's do it. And so we brought together a bunch of artists. And I got to admit, I'm really happy with the quality of the show because it's one of those types of shows where everybody's just going to do paintings of Leatherface. You know,
Right,
and it's like,
right.
so you're going to have a wall full of Leatherface paintings. And that's happened before for other shows that have done where it's like it's the same character, the same image. But this time, everyone brought all these different interpretations of Leatherface. And it really looks cool, and it's a lot of stuff. And in fact, my wife does quilting work. So her piece is from Texas Chainsaw 2, the poster art that sort of parodies the Breakfast Club poster.
Yes. Oh, yeah. An
So she did-
underrated movie, by the way.
So she did that in quilt form, yeah. So it was, which is really cute.
Wow.
So yeah.
Nice.
If I had any artistic ability, the painting that I would want to do is of Sally's plate
Yeah.
at the end,
Okay.
when they've got her all tied up and
Yeah.
they give her this plate.
Right.
Because there's something about that scene. First of all, you know, the behind the scenes of how hot it was when they
Yeah.
were shooting everything, literally driving everyone insane.
Right, yeah.
On the set.
Yeah.
But then, like, the idea they're going to kill this woman, but before they kill her, here's some nice human sausage to
Yeah, some fiddles,
your
you know,
last, your
yeah.
last meal. And I would love to just see what that meal is.
Now, but don't you think that if he was to paint that, people are going to go, what is it? It's a plate, and he has to go through the story. I mean, what?
No. What you do is you have the plate. You include a little bit more than the plate.
Like her terrified,
Yeah,
tied to the
up
chair.
hands.
Oh, yeah.
You just
Yeah,
see
that
the
would
tied
be-
up
yeah.
hands.
That- overhead
that's
shot.
great.
Yeah.
Yes. That,
Maybe a shadow in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Yeah.
or maybe like at one point maybe it's even being delivered to
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think that would be cool, and I think if you're a Chainsaw fan, you'll get it immediately.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing that I would want, because it's like, as much as I love Leatherface, one of the greatest film villains of all
Oh, of
time.
course, yeah.
But yeah, you see a lot of that stuff.
One of our artists in the show, a lady named Rachel Sacha, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. She's brilliant, and she's fast. I mean, this woman pops paintings out like nobody's
that's what
business
you
in
mean.
there.
Okay.
Absolutely. and she's fantastically talented. So she did 3 paintings for the Texas Chainsaw Show. One of them was the shot of the character from the first film, Sally Hardesty, is
Yes,
it? Yes,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
thank you. Don't want to get that wrong. But the famous shot, the close-up of her eyes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's haunting. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. She's got a real talent for picking out these images from films, because she's done a
Nice.
lot of the theme shows at the Sugarman Gallery.
Nice.
And so she yeah, I mean, that shot, everyone just gravitates to that, because it's just the crazy eyes, just crazy with fear. And
Crazy
yeah,
Eyes would be good.
Yeah.
Her in the back of the truck might be a good
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but Rachel would she would gravitate to your idea. I think that would be a phenomenal painting for her to do. So, yeah.
Nice.
I'm only here to help.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, you guys aren't doing good enough work already.
Well, you know, we can always use better ideas. That's how it goes. And are you fellas having a good time?
We are. Today's been kind of nonstop.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because I walked over here about 45 minutes ago, and I've been standing here waiting for my turn.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, yay, we're popular. But
No, you're very popular. That's
Scream
fantastic
Queens
to see.
and
Yeah.
Mr. Lobo was
Mr.
here.
Lobo's
Really?
Horror host.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's
He
great.
interviewed us too.
He's lovely. That guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's
Fantastic.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And it's been great. And we've sold a couple things.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you know, we're not going
And buy-
to retire on any of this.
Right.
But,
And we
but
bought
we're here
more
for the love. And we bought
more
way
things that
Yeah,
we
exactly,
should have,
yeah.
of course, all of us.
Oh, and
But,
I have to say, while I've got you here on air, so to speak, I've watched all of your episodes now of Collector's Call.
Oh, nice.
And I got to admit, the third in the trilogy threw me for a loop, because I was waiting for the hat trick of, like, you know, I'm turning down the expert.
And I remember you posting on Facebook saying, I can't wait to see Sean and Gia turn down the offers.
Yep.
Yeah, we
And
surprised you.
Exactly. To have all the friends. I mean, the drama was just absolute. It was palpable. It was amazing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
No,
was-
great
no, it was
job.
fun. It
You,
was
you,
fun.
you make that show.
All of it fake.
no.
I'm kidding.
They love us at Collector's Call. They.
Oh, yeah, of course they do. You can tell. I mean, you know.
She says, he goes, you guys are practically regulars, you know?
Yeah.
We're the wacky neighbors.
I imagine most of them are kind of like me, sort of, hi, you know. And
I've been collecting since the 1920s.
And you guys definitely, you bring the A game and whatnot and make it fun.
It
and
was so
yeah,
fun. It
which
was
is
really
great.
good.
So,
The whole team. I mean, Lisa Welchel is great.
Absolutely terrific.
And she's very quick and personable.
Sure.
But then the entire crew, everybody they're very careful with your items.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
really respectful.
Yeah.
They're it's
Efficient, too. It's like a well-oiled machine.
Absolutely.
That's great. Yeah.
and they're fun. Like, it's not a tense environment whatsoever.
Good.
Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, that's nice. Definitely. Good. Well, I'm glad to see it. There's only one more person to be featured.
That's right.
You know,
we're talking about
on the
collector's
show.
call.
James Gonis.
I think it's going to happen. I have a
I
feeling.
cannot wait.
You know, his thimble collection.
We're just
No, he has more than a thimble.
I just need a month to dust. That's all I ask.
Needs to dust, and you know we're working on it, Mark.
okay. Good. Good.
Mark, I want to thank you so much for stopping
Yes.
by the booth.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I love seeing you guys. It's
Likewise.
And MarkTavares.com.
yes.
Right, if people want to see your stuff.
MarkTavares.com and at
MarkTavares.com.
MarkTavaresArtist on Instagram.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Enjoy the rest of your show.
You bet, buddy.
Thank
too.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here our model Ruby, our body paint model.
Yes,
Yes.
Who was
Ruby.
painted by artist extraordinaire Pasher.
Pasher.
And this is Ruby's second time with us.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. And she is always a delight. You bring the painting to life, literally.
Aw, thank you.
You're quite welcome. And we want to thank you for making time for us. And I hope you're enjoying this convention.
Yeah, of course, I'm having an excellent time. Thank you for having us again.
Of course, yes. And now, please remind me, you're a horror fan?
Yes, I am.
And what are some of your favorite horror things?
The Thing, Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
All good
there's
stuff.
A variety. I mean, I also enjoy horror and video games and other
Video games,
media
yeah.
as well.
We got to do more of that, I think.
Yeah,
we got to cover
horror-themed art.
more horror. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of great horror coming out of video
I
games.
actually noticed that I don't really see a lot of video games at the conventions.
That's
it's
true.
More movie
It
and,
is more movies.
Yeah.
and film based.
Yeah. Well, and it's also, I think this convention in particular really salutes practical effects. So there's, you know what I mean?
yes,
So
that's
it's a lot of makeup and,
Yes.
and that kind of thing.
I mean, I do love practical effects. So.
The Thing is like a tour de force.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's one I never get tired of. I have to watch that at least, I think, 3 times a year. You guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. That and Alien and like that's a good weekend right there.
Now, Ruby, I've been seeing you standing over there. It seems like you've been there for hours and hours. What are you thinking about something where you have to stand still while the artist is painting you, or what's going on?
It varies. Sometimes I get lost in my thoughts. Other times, you know, people are watching me. I like to watch people. I've got a lot of eyes. Okay, so if there was a staring contest, like, please have a lot of prize money because I would definitely win, you know.
You've got eyes in back of your back.
Yes, I do. I'm always watching.
The eyes have it.
You better watch out. You know how they say eyes on the back of the head?
That's
well,
right.
Yeah.
I got a lot of eyes on the backside.
Yes,
front
they're in
side,
other places,
side,
yes.
side.
But if only all security cameras were like you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The eyes that never sleep.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Now, you do more than body paint stuff, right?
Yes, correct. So I also do some dancing, and I've done a little bit of character work as well. I actually worked at Halloween Horror Nights as a scare actor.
Oh,
so
nice.
What did you
that
do?
was pretty cool. So one year I was in the AVP maze, the Aliens versus Predators.
Nice.
That was kind of cool because I wore a half-face prosthetic, which was very uncomfortable. I'm basically imagine a victim.
So
one
you were
of
a
the
victim?
Family, yes,
Okay.
that year I was, where one of the family got their face splashed with the acidic blood.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They need help, but I had a flashlight. Excellent prop. Excellent, because people can see me when they walk in the room, and I'm small, so sometimes, you know, it's easy to scare when you're big, but I'm little, so I use what I have.
Right,
Subtle.
right.
It's kind of like you're not expecting that. You know, you're just
Right.
like, oh, whoa, hey.
Yes.
Sneak attack.
Yeah. Whenever I would go to those mazes, they would always have, at least one of the mazes, they'd have a room that is like splattered paint on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'd have a person in a jumpsuit who was also painted with splattered paint. And they would just sit in the corner and kind of blend in with the room. And that got me every time. And I'd walk in and I know there's a guy in that splattered paint room, and I'd be looking here and
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, is there were there some really good scares that you gave some people walking in, like any memorable that really freaked out?
Yeah. So that year, I scared someone so bad that they actually fell out of the maze, out of the emergency exit, and fell backwards. And I was worried because I was like, oh my God, did they like maybe hit their head? So I tried to come up to them to say, are you okay? And they were on the floor crawling backwards, like feet in their eyes. And I was like, okay, I'll let the maze host.
Let legal take care of this.
But you got your effect across.
Yes.
Nice.
It was James Gonis.
Now, look, I have to say, the job that Pasher has done is really quite amazing. If I could
As
get
usual.
Pasher in here for a moment, because come over here, buddy. So, again, sir, you have outdone yourself.
Thank you. It's always lovely to be here with you guys. You know, you're
like
great
family.
To be around. Well,
yes.
Thanks. Like a distant cousin that you don't tell anyone about, like from the South, like peace, love, and chicken grease. And
No, this is the one that we brag about.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
others will brag about their son that's a doctor or a lawyer. We have our body painter.
oh, thanks,
That's
guys.
right,
I appreciate
that's right.
that.
And the one thing I want to say is, people check out your links of all the other body paints you've done. You do a really elaborate stuff, and I know because we're limited with time, you try to do the body paint. It doesn't take up as much space, but you do really elaborate stuff too.
Yes, I mean body painting. If you think about the skin, if you could take a body and skin it, it's a lot of mass space.
Right.
So we try to do a whole body in about 6 hours. A half body, which is what we have here on Ruby, takes about 3 hours.
That's not your opening line, is it? Like, if you skinned a person, that's not how you. That's not in the ad in the classifieds, right?
It's just in the press kit.
Okay.
But now, what was your approach, your inspiration this time for the design for this one?
Well, I just got through this morning working on a production really early, like around 6 a.m. And so initially we were going to be starting painting Ruby before that, like around 5, starting at 5.
Oh, wow.
So we got a much later start than we had intended to. So it's like, well, we can't do the full body because it just takes too long. So what can we do? And I kind of recycled some stuff that I've done in the past, but added a little bit of, the Monster Party vibes to it, where it's horror, but yet it's also whimsical and fun at the same time.
Right, which is Monster Party.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
exactly.
it. Whimsical. That's what people call us.
And you know what I really like? I remember the first time we did this, and you're all, hey, Larry, I'll put Monster Party, and you put Monster Party on the back of the model when everyone wants to see the front of the model, and now I'm happy that we always see Monster Party on the front of the model.
I like seeing
Never
the front
forget
and the
that
back.
people are also always looking at the back of the model, if you know what I'm saying.
And the back of the model is always looking back at the person.
That's right.
See, now we've got all bases covered.
Okay, yeah, well, that's great. Well, I like it in the front anyway.
Okay, all right. Wow. Very forceful about this.
But we have to do this again because it's like when you guys were there, it brings a lot of attention to the booth.
Yes.
Everyone was asking, oh my gosh, we got a big group of people out here. And when you guys left, people go, oh, where's the model? So
they missed you, Ruby.
Now, did you guys, when you guys went out, did you get a lot of attention?
Oh, always. I mean, the body painting brings a lot of attention, but on top of that, Ruby gets a lot of attention. So the two together, it's sort of like double whammy,
Right, right.
1-2 punch.
Yeah. I mean, plus she really elevates the art. I mean, the way she moves and poses, it brings elegant and class to something that most would be looking a little, a little naughty, But she makes it look a little bit more elegant,
Well, that's a very good point. Is there's artistry behind this?
Yes.
Like you can't just walk around with a painting on you. You got to inhabit the piece.
Yeah. So my website is called Canvas Alive because my art comes alive on a canvas that's alive. And really, Ruby is what makes that happen.
Yes.
The model always does. And it's like if you have a model that's not really good, your piece falls flat.
Yeah.
But she brings it to life, for real.
Pasher, what are some of the other events that you do?
We do an event called Fantasy Fest in Key West, which is a 10-day Halloween costume festival.
Nice.
It's like basically Mardi Gras, but way more bizarre. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's incredible. I mean, there'll be 100 people walking down the street as aliens. There'll be 4 people dressed up as a crab, and one person's just working the arm.
Wow.
I mean, whatever costumes you think
That's
of,
cool.
think about it, more mind-blowing. You've never seen anything like it. It's like Rio Carnival and Mardi Gras and Halloween kind of had a baby.
Wow.
It's
cool.
incredible. We do that. We do Midsummer Scream. We've done EDC. I mean, all kinds of music festivals. I mean, I don't think there's anything we really haven't tapped into, really. Music videos. That's right. Magazine covers. Like we've done like the cover of Rolling Stone. We helped
Nice.
we helped develop the show Skin Wars, which is the body paint TV show.
Oh,
Best
yeah.
stuff for Cirque du Soleil. All kinds of celebrity private parties.
It's easier to ask what he hasn't done. He's done so many things.
So sometimes, like rock stars will go, "Hey, I want you to come over and paint some models for my party."
100%. And
Wow.
sometimes we have to sign an NDA and we can't talk about it, and sometimes we don't. So
Nice.
What I want to know is when are you going to paint us? When are you going to paint us?
well, it's funny. I know that Larry's a big Star Trek fan.
Yes.
And so I was thinking about doing like a Star Trek mashup with the Human Centipede.
No.
Oh, that's a great idea.
No.
That's a really good...
Enterpriseapede.
Yes, yeah.
I
right.
don't know about that. Painting little hands and knees and
I
things.
want him to be the one in the red shirt, and of course that means he's in the back.
Right.
No, I kid, of course. But
I hope you're not kidding.
In all honesty, like it would be fun to like paint like just like your faces in a really cool tribute to like classic monsters. Yeah, kind of like what you have on your postcard.
Oh, yeah.
But for like a well done. You know what I mean? Not like a cheesy thing.
Yeah, nice.
I was thinking maybe paint us in our 20s, something like that.
Right.
But that wouldn't be scary enough.
No.
Sure.
No.
Paint us in our 90s.
Right.
But we've been doing this now for a few years, and we've had a really good time together. And I hope that you and Ruby will come back so we can continue to do this year after year.
Yes,
after year.
please.
We'd
You're
love
always
to.
welcome.
It's always
Seriously.
a pleasure. It really is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for being with us. Hopefully you'll hang around and pass out some flyers and get some more attention for Monster Party, huh?
Nice.
That's the least we can do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Our
Thank you
pleasure.
for having us.
Of course.
I think we all agree that one of the highlights of Monsterpalooza every year is that we have Pasher House, body painter extraordinaire, lend us his talents and bring a model every year. This has been the 5th year in a row.
Yep.
Yes.
We're so privileged and pleased. Last year, Pasher also brought his lovely wife, Jennifer,
Yes.
who's also into what we're into.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now we're very fortunate to have Jennifer join us again. Hey, Jennifer.
Hello.
Are you having a good time?
Always. Monsterpalooza is one of the events I look forward to every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's great to see you again. And Pasher told us that the other night, I guess Friday night, you had an all-nighter filming your movie. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. We're talking all night in the woods, in the fog, with lots of body parts and fake blood and a lot of glitter.
Wow.
So it was fantastic. It
Wow.
brought us to a donut shop at 6 a.m. covered in gore. It was hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
So now this is your movie. This is your project.
Yes, I actually founded a production company called Soulless Ginger Productions, and this is my first short film.
Now you're a redhead. We should.
Yes, so it tracks.
Nice.
So this short film was for a short film contest called CFC, and I think most people might be doing comedies or dramas, but what the hell, I said horror comedy all the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I created Sisters of the Moon. So we have, like I said, witches and werewolves and glitter oh my.
Nice.
Wow. And this is a feature or a short or?
The film contest challenge was to create a film in 6.5 minutes over 2 weeks.
Nice.
So that would be why we were out in the woods all night.
Gotcha.
Under
Very
the
short
gun,
amount
too.
of time. Short amount of time to get
Yeah,
this pulled
yeah.
off. But it was a really, really fun experience because I have a really, really talented DPs working on it, a really talented editor, and I have some fantastic actors that are in the film.
Awesome.
Some familiar faces to people. So
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
so it's not completely done yet, but as soon as it's up and to the film festivals, everybody should absolutely check me out on Instagram. The movie Instagram is sistersofthemoon.themovie.
Nice.
Very cool. We look forward to checking that out. And I understand Pasher provided some of the effects makeup.
Oh, yes. Our very bloody, gory werewolf was done by Pasher.
Wow.
It was a pretty fun look. I'll show you guys pictures.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're very excited to check it out, and we're very, excited for your filmmaking career, and we will follow that, and I hope to hear more. We hope to see you again next year as well.
Absolutely, and hopefully there will be many, many films that you guys will enjoy from Soulless Ginger Productions.
Please,
Nice.
and we also need to go to a premiere.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. As soon as I have those dates, I will be sending them
Let's
to you.
do it. Yeah, no,
Awesome.
I'll steam my tux tonight.
We'll be walking the blood red carpet.
That's right.
I'll bring my own glitter.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Jennifer. Great to see you.
So, hey, listeners.
This is not going well.
No, okay. Listeners,
This is kind of our dynamic.
This
on the
is
show.
no, it's not a dynamic. No, we are here with Mr. Lobo.
We are here with Mr. Lobo.
Legendary
yes,
Mr.
hello.
Lobo.
The legendary
Welcome.
Mr. Lobo.
The horror host.
Actually, I should be saying I'm glad to be here.
We're thrilled to have you.
Yes, this is fantastic. Monster Party Podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
3D.
Well, yeah, in a way, it's a 3D.
Yeah, right now it's 3D.
But let me get this straight. You have not been to Monsterpalooza.
This is my first. I'm a virgin. This is my first Monsterpalooza experience. Yes, be gentle.
But I have to say, you are a big fan of Bob Wilkins.
Yeah, more than a big fan. I mean, he was everything growing up.
You were a friend.
We were friends.
Yeah.
I wrote for a magazine called Planet X, and we started doing these kind of like live film shows. And I would write material for Bob, and we developed a friendship. And really, it was him that encouraged me. He said, you should sit out in a chair and do this sort of thing. And I didn't know why the chair was so important. Sit out in a chair. And Bob, no, that's not on the table for me. I don't think I could ever do what you did. This is about when we were kids and this experience of watching creature features and reliving those times. And he said, there's always a cycle. It's sometimes 20 years, but you could be on the next wave of another era of horror movie hosts. And I had a hard time even visualizing that, but within 5 years, it seemed like there was this wave that came up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I worked at a TV station, KXTV, which is an ABC affiliate in Sacramento. And miraculously, they had an overnight movie on Saturday night that ran 25 minutes short.
No.
Whoa.
And so I went into the general manager's office with that courage that Bob had given me. And I said, you've got this movie that runs 25 minutes short. You've got 6.5-minute commercial breaks.
Oh
Have
my
you
gosh,
ever
that's
tried
long.
to sit through a 6.5-minute commercial? And they weren't even selling the time. It was like PSAs and
Right.
don't set your house on fire.com.
right.
This is an egg. This is your brain.
This is your brain. This is an egg.
Right.
Exactly. And I said, look, you've got this. I'm a little distracted by your body paint that's going on.
I know. We
Yes,
like
Lovely model Ruby.
we live
Just
large
stare in this
here.
direction here. Think about baseball.
I'll open up to your producer guy.
Yes, we'll do it this way. Yes.
Anyway, but you were saying.
Yeah, so I was saying, so we had this movie, this overnight movie that ran 25 minutes short. I said, hey, I think we can fill that 25 minutes with something. And they didn't care, which was the best license ever.
Right. When you have
They didn't
freedom.
say yes, but they didn't say no, and they just let us do it. And, we hit the ground running. We did 24 episodes back to back, week to
Nice.
week. And we were at the mercy of whatever late night movie they had to show, which in the beginning was a bummer because I thought, I just want to do horror movies. But honestly, there's so many great weird movies out there.
Sure, psychotronic films in general.
And we were already kind of part of the psychotronic scene, I
Right.
mean, all my friends were 16mm film collectors. We did these clandestine screenings. We did these shows at Foothill College where we would show ladies wrestling and an old Razor commercial, and then a Speed Racer cartoon, and whatever, a Christmas tree on fire, and
Right.
and it just went on like that, and then we would top it off with like a sci-fi feature or whatever.
That's awesome. Right.
And so that actually became part of the tradition of cinema insomnia, where it's the feature, but there's old commercials and trailers and all this sort of psychotronic sort of stuff.
That's the thing that I really enjoy. I really do.
And you've been, from that point, you have been doing this pretty continuously from
23 years or so.
Wow.
And I want to say, too, that, I grew up, I'm 60 years old, so I grew up.
You look very good for 60
thank
years.
You.
He does.
What's your secret?
There's a Dorian Gray painting.
Oh, Dorian Gray.
Bathtub of blood.
There's a VHS, Dorian Gray.
But I grew up, watching local TV in the East Coast, So I grew up with Chili Billy,
Oh.
Uncle Ted,
Oh,
The
wow.
Creep. I loved
You got
horror
some of the
hosts.
best
Yes.
ones.
So it's kind of come back. We have Elvira and Svengoolie, but for a long time it was a lost art, the idea of the local channel and the horror host. And that's why I love you keep that alive, because there's a huge community of horror fans that love that kind of horror host aesthetic, where the horror hosts are the guides to invite you in to enjoy this.
It's a guide and it's a companion. That's the part that I didn't understand. It doesn't matter if you know everything about movies. You don't have to have an encyclopedic knowledge of films. The important thing is to be present for your fans and to enjoy that film with them.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I really realized, because, when I first started it, I thought, this has already been done. I could never, the best horror host in the world is the guy you saw when you were 8 years old.
Right.
I'm competing with this, everyone's memory of their favorite horror host. And we would show a movie that, I would feel like everyone's seen this movie. I'm not introducing anybody new to this movie. And that changed really quickly. I originally thought that I was almost doing a parody of a horror host show, like my own Count Floyd sort of thing.
Right.
But then when young people run up to you in the street and say, "Oh my God, Mr. Lobo, I saw Night of the Living Dead for the first time last Saturday night."
It's the new generation.
And
you're
I'm
doing
getting
it for.
choked up thinking, I remember watching Night of the Living Dead with Bob and what that meant to me.
The first time, yeah.
And that kid is going to remember that. That is going to be their experience for the rest of their life. And so I took it much more seriously after that.
And one of the things I really love about your show, and I can see the connection to what Bob did in Creature Features, is even though Bob was this straight-laced looking guy, there was an element of danger.
Yes,
that was part of the show.
He was subversive.
Yes,
he was subversive. He had an element of he had a subversive quality to him. His humor was satirical. The watch horror films keep America strong. That's tongue in cheek. But it's great because 50% of the fans are like, oh, that's really, yes, that's my mantra. Watch horror films, keep America strong. But really, at that time, Reagan was running for governor, and it was vote Reagan, keep America strong.
Right.
So, maybe today, Bob would be saying, make horror films great again.
Yeah.
Right?
Interesting.
So he's just spoofing popular culture.
Right.
Matt and I, we grew up in the Bay Area. We watched Bob Wilkins on Creature Feature, but then John Stanley, and we were fortunate enough to have John Stanley on the show, and he was and he was wonderful because he also talked about how much Bob helped him too. And look, Bob and John, they're different, and I got a lot out of Bob, but I got a lot out of John too.
They had totally different approaches. Bob was very driven by humor, and he was very driven by the fans. Like he liked giving the fans what they wanted. John has an encycliopedic knowledge of films, and he's a critic. So his perspective was very different.
But still great, though.
And both totally great. And when Bob was doing his show, John was filling Bob in on all the info and everything on the movie.
Right.
So, when John took over, I feel like, he definitely, we already had a little bit of John in there already. And then, John had brought all his own creativity and his own sense of humor to it. And it really was. Oh, you're getting kisses. Someone's blowing kisses to you.
Yes, we are getting.
We have.
You guys are so
volumes
loved.
of fans. Yes.
But it's interesting because I grew up with Bob, and I remember when John first started. I'm like, you took my dad away. I don't think I like you.
I felt the same way.
And I feel like a lot of people went through that.
Yeah.
Where you get this weird, twisted perception as a kid where it's like, this guy came in and took Creature Features away.
Yeah.
The reality is John saved Creature Features.
Yes.
Really?
I mean, it would have just stopped if there wasn't another host.
Yeah.
So, your perspective on it changes as an adult. And so when we had John on the show, I thought, what if we did this caricature of John where John just comes in and punches me in the face and takes the show over?
That's awesome.
Because that's this outrageous. It's obviously not his personality. He doesn't just go around taking people's shows over.
Right.
And so I thought that would be really funny if we just kind of made a caricature of John where he was really cocky and he completely just comes in and takes the show over every time he comes on. And,
great.
And luckily we've had John on, I think 8 times in various different ways. I read his Creature Feature Movie Guide, which is the Horror Host Bible.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
You know, Joe Bob has it on his nightstand, and they work together at the Chronicle.
Nice.
And John and Bob both embody, this amazing tradition of being your companion, the cool guy you want to watch a movie with on a Saturday night.
Exactly.
And it's like when I started my show, both Bob and John both encouraged me. And, I remember one time Bob said, you could call the show Creature Features. And I'm like, Bob, John's still living in your shadow. I don't know if I could I would want to do that.
Yeah.
The other but both of them had said independently is that they felt that what I was doing was a spiritual successor to what they did. And to me, that means the world.
Sure.
To me, that means everything. What does that entitle me to? Nothing. I have to earn my own fans on my own terms. You can't just go, oh, okay, I'm doing this thing that my hero did. Now you've got to appreciate me now.
Right.
Now, for listeners of Monster Party, if they're not familiar with you or the shows, where can they go to check this stuff out?
Well, the easiest thing to do is to go to cinemainsomnia.com. There you can find a list of over 50 stations that still run the show. We have a YouTube channel that has maybe 70 or so, whatever episodes they allow us to have on YouTube. I think about 77 or so. I have a Roku channel, which you both mentioned.
OSI 74. Which
OSI 74.
I love that channel.
Which is like a UHF station from a parallel universe.
Yes, it is.
And there's much more to come on that.
Nice.
We are home to over 1,400 pieces of content on there.
Nice.
And so if you love horror hosts or old cartoons or weird content, it's a great haven for all of that stuff. And there's so much out there that is hard to find, and we just thought that if we put all the weird stuff in one place, we could just keep them in our bubble a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much for stopping by Monster Party podcast booth. I really appreciate it, and I hope you come back to Monsterpalooza because this is our people, man.
And have you on the show. We'd love to have you on the show.
I know you're a busy guy. You're traveling. You're jet setter.
Even though you're East Coast, though, we do
Zoom
by Zoom.
Okay,
so we would love to have it's a full-fledged episode with you on.
Let's do it, guys.
Yes.
Put it,
yes.
Circle and underline, mark it in our calendar for sure.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Well, guys, what do you say we give a toast to Mr. Lobo?
All systems go.
Oh, wow.
We could go on and on.
And you know what? We're not even fake making those sounds. That's actually how we feel.
You know, it's funny. This has been a really great Monsterpalooza, but it's been exhausting.
I agree.
I mean, Sean was. I didn't realize we had just gone so long during the day.
Yeah. It was like there's been periods where it's just been nonstop.
But it's been so wonderful. We met a lot of old friends and then made some new ones.
New friends, new fans.
New fans, celebrities. We bought things.
We've seen a lot of great stuff. You know, it's funny. Each time we do this, it's great when, sometimes I think, hey, everyone knows who we are, but the truth is that no, that's not the case.
But no one knows who we are.
No, that's not true. There's a lot of people who know who we are, but the truth of the matter is it's neat to see somebody come by and they check out, look at this amazing flyer. What's that video? And then they learn about it, take pictures of us, and it's been great. We've met a lot of new people who, like right in front of me, there was a lady who goes, Monster Party. She gets on her phone right there, and she goes, I just followed you. I'm just joining.
Yeah, that's great.
We met a very nice Ramones fan.
Yes, we did.
I always see,
seemed interested.
I always see boosts in our social media when we've been at a Monsterpalooza.
Yes,
true.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you say, it seems like we sold a lot of merchandise this time.
I don't think we need to really work anymore. I think we've made it.
Well, if you're saying we need to stop James doing our plugs at the end, so no. I think that's
we're greedy. I mean, we don't have to work, but we are going to work.
Right. Yeah. And speaking of Monster Party merch, if you can't make it to Monsterpalooza, it is, of course, available on our eBay store, which is, of course, Monster Party Store. Easy to remember.
Yes, that's right. And write a review.
Yes.
And yes, wherever you're listening to us, please write a review. Even if you don't meet us in person here at Monsterpalooza, we do really, really want to know your thoughts. So
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and even if your review is simply, but this has been great, and I do have to tell you, I mean, I enjoy seeing all the booze. I enjoy the panels and seeing all the artwork. But I do have to say that the special part of this for me is you guys.
Yeah.
Because we don't always get to hang like this as a group.
No, it's rare.
And experience all this stuff together. You know?
And to, I mean, sure, we could make dates where we go to a bar, but like this is, we should start a bar here.
Yeah, really.
That would be great.
Yeah.
You know what? That brings up something. Wasn't it great? A lot of people gave us gifts.
That's right. Yes.
We got lots of gifts, and some people brought us booze.
We got booze from James.
Yes.
And then we also got booze from a fan.
That's right.
Randall Perkins from Vegas, who came out from Vegas primarily to meet with us.
Yes.
Picasso the Mundane.
So Picasso
flattering.
the Mundane. And so because of that, I didn't have to be sober one instant during this convention.
No, but I do want to say, if you weren't able to come this year, come next year. And bring booze.
Bring some booze. Why not?
Right.
Come on, life's short.
It was a nice surprise to see Adam Holtz came all the way from clear across the country.
Oh, yeah.
Always great to hang.
Yeah, and Mr. Lobo. And
Mr. Lobo.
That was an
Fantastic.
honor.
We
I'm
gotta
such a
get
fan.
together with him. Yeah.
Yeah. And, Mark Tavares and Ted Haynes, our benefactors.
Yep. Yeah.
It's been lovely.
And just a second, your thing, Matt. This has been an absolute joy to be here with you three of you. It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
It's been exhausting, but it's kind of sad. That it's the end. It's been so much fun.
Why can't we just live in a virtual world of like we're at a horror convention all our lives, every day?
But I don't want it to be virtual.
That's true. It has to be real.
It has to be literal.
Right.
But it's as always, guys. It's just a blast to be with you.
Well,
Yes, it
right
is.
back at you.
Yes, absolutely.
On that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James Gonis.
Keep America strong.
And go to Monsterpalooza every year.
And bring us gifts.
And booze.
Matt, you know what's great?
What's great, Larry?
What's great is when we all get together.
Yes,
and
that is always great.
And sometimes gifts are given.
Somehow I feel I'm not going to get a gift.
Well, you know what? Does everything have to be about you?
It should sometimes be about me.
I think, I have to tell you that we are here in June, and I missed someone's birthday. But, I always knew that his birthday was coming up, and I had this ready to give to him in person. James, I have a birthday gift for you.
Wow.
And it comes with a card.
Wow.
There we go.
And there we go.
Larry is handing the present with the card to James.
It's got this Universal Monsters wrapping paper.
Yes, and it has the
which is
Universal
beautiful.
Monsters. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
He's looking at it. He's touching it. He's very tactile with it.
He is. Now, you have to open the card first because it means something. You know how I like to give things that mean something, right?
That's true.
Okay. So James is opening the card.
And what does it say?
It's a pirate saying, "Has anyone seen my eye patch?" And there's a man wading off the water wearing a thong that looks like the pirate's eye patch.
That is fun.
No, he says it's a man, but it's a pirate. It's another pirate.
Oh, it's another pirate.
That's good, though. I like that.
And don't look now, it's your birthday.
Oh, and we know about James and eye patches, do we not?
That's right, it's an in-joke. I like it. Arr. Thank you, Larry. This is a very thoughtful card.
It is a thoughtful card.
It is a very thoughtful card.
Let's see.
Am I to open the gift now?
Yes, open the gift.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Okay.
What could the gift be?
I hate
Go.
to rip this
It
beautiful
could be
wrapping
ripping it.
paper.
You're
Ripping
opening it
it.
upside down. You're
Okay,
supposed to.
okay.
There you go. There you go.
Like he was gonna know
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my God! It's a vintage Fred Flintstone costume.
Halloween costume.
Oh my
That's
God! Look at this.
Look at this.
This is beautiful.
Now-
this is it from the 60s.
From the time,
yeah,
yes.
Ben
yes.
Cooper.
Ben Cooper.
You know how I've always wanted. I always thought about hanging with you guys when we were kids, wearing our Halloween costumes.
Totally.
Sean recently, for his birthday, I got him Buck Rogers.
Right,
Oh
which is
Matt,
hanging on our
I
wall.
found the
I'm the hobo.
the hobo. Well, just because
The drunk hobo.
the drunk hobo
The drunk
with the
hobo.
light in the
With
nose.
the light in the nose.
And,
Fantastic.
And for years, I've been trying to find. Now look, it's vintage. Now there may be some stains on it.
That's okay.
But it's vintage.
That's-
But it's cool that's still together.
Larry,
James.
this
lot of-
is
you know what?
so-
Look, there's a cap that's
Yeah.
you're supposed to wear. That's
It's got some spots on it.
It's
Look,
so stupid.
It's got a lot of memories and a lot of DNA.
But yes, but the thing is for years James had said that he had a Casper costume, but it wasn't a real Casper. So I've been trying to find it. And I thought, darn it, I know how much he loves, the man they call Flintstone. So
Yes.
this is like the
Right.
the oldest vintage
Larry, this is
Fred
beautiful.
Flintstone costume I could find.
Thank you so much.
That's very
had
exciting.
I've had it for ages.
This is gorgeous. I'm touched. I'm really touched.
Now,
Thank
don't you have a
Larry.
Fred Flintstone section on your
Yes,
shelf?
I have a Fred Flintstone shelf, and I'm going to find a way to incorporate it. There's, it's a box, so I don't know about if I can fit a whole box on the shelf.
Right,
but
right.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a beautiful gift.
Do you have the
And
bobbleheads?
I don't have the bobbleheads. No, I have different magnets and different figures, but I don't
okay.
think I have the bobbleheads.
Well, the point that I wanted to make is it's like Halloween, kid, Fred Flintstone. I thought it was everything you would want. So happy belated birthday.
Thank
which
you,
was in
Larry.
April, and I know, but
No.
now
It's
all
totally
of you have
unexpected.
received
Thank
a
you.
costume from me.
That's right. So-
I just like a costume that refutes evolution. Dinosaurs and people hanging out together.
That's right,
Like
right.
the Bible intended.
That's right.
Happy birthday, James.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Larry.